Hi everybody, welcome to Manga Palate, the show where I, Pisticie Luna, here with my co-host.
Manga Chef Isaiah.
Yeah, watch, read, or play a thing and talk about it. I got to pick, and I'm excited. Can you say it?
Busou Shoujo Machiavellianism.
You did it! Good job! Holy shit! All right, you nailed it,
I
buddy.
actually been working on my pronunciation.
And you clearly you have, because you fucking nailed it. You nailed it.
Everything
dude.
is either like 2 letters or 3 letters. That's it.
Correct. Japanese is syllabic. That's how the language is structured. So the only individuals are the vowels and N, really. Anywho, yeah, Busou Shoujo Machiavellianism, and we're talking about the anime. It is a manga that's been running since 2014 till now, but we're talking about the anime, which ran from April 5th, 2017 to June 21st, 2017. 12 episodes. It also had an OVA that came out with the 7th volume of the manga. Some anime have done that before. I don't know if you watched that.
Yeah, I watched it.
But oh, you did? Okay, cool. So I guess we could talk about that too. But yeah, so it's about
the manga didn't finish, right?
No, manga's still going.
And the anime is above is ahead of the manga, right?
The anime ends at volume 6 of the manga, and the manga's up to 10 now. Like, shit's been going on.
Oh, I didn't see any of that.
It might not be translated, but it is currently at like I think 60 something chapters.
It's probably not translated. Okay.
Maybe a little bit less. It's maybe 50 something. But yeah, the anime actually covers up until the 30th chapter. So in terms of translations, I've seen until like chapter 28, I think, for the manga. But it's still running in Japan. That's like volume 6, like I said. And right now we're at 10. Although presumably it's at more. It's a monthly, so that's part of why it takes fucking forever. Anywho, there's what, 6 principal characters? Yeah. There's the 5 sword people, and then Fudo, and I guess also Amo.
Yeah, that's 7.
And that's kind of it.
Yeah.
So Fudo Nomura, emphasis on the no, as he insists on saying, is voiced by Tasuku Hatanaka, who was the main guy on Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, which I was like, oh yeah, that was the thing.
What's that?
Like, that's the last Yu-Gi-Oh! That happened.
I stopped. I was never into.
Do you know how many have been happening? Do you know how many have happened? The last one I actually saw was GX, the one about the school that's about cards. And I was like, is that what it is? It's like, yeah, the school was all about cards. I didn't even finish watching that. That's just the last time I was in.
I was never in.
And apparently it ends with like aliens and a hermaphrodite demon or something. I don't know. And then the one after that was 5Ds, which was about like a post-apocalypse world with like motorcycles that were wheels, and they played cards on the motorcycles.
Did you like it ironically, or did you actually like it?
I was like 7, so I actually liked it. I didn't develop, an understanding of writing and conventions until I was like 11. So I'll be honest, all of the stuff I began to like fully understand was when I started like reading script writing books at like 11. And then I finally like understood, and I was like, oh. And I've just been there since. But yeah, then 5Ds was the thing, and then Zeal was the thing. And then that's the one that he was in. I am familiar with the look of it. I don't know what it is at all. Like, I don't know shit about
Maybe we
it.
should do it on
So,
Manga Palate.
Dude, that's too long. Do you know how long those shows run?
Yeah, they're like
Are you
50,
fucking kidding me? That's like 75 episodes.
75. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a lot. I'm not doing that. That's way too much of the same thing of kids playing cards and then monsters explode. Like I'm not
And then evil
I'm not doing that. I'm
organization.
too old for that at this point. Maybe organization or maybe one person. Remember, sometimes it's an organization, but then it turns out the organization only exists because of the one guy.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of things. You know that's true. All that shit in Inuyasha was actually Naraku. Every single time you thought it was someone else, it wasn't. Anyway, so yeah, he was on that. He was also on the male idol show King of Prism, which of course I know what that is because that's my thing. That's my jam. I'm into that shit. And I guess the thing most people would know if they're not young enough to have watched Zeal themselves is he's Denki Kaminari, the lightning kid from Boku no Hero Academia, because I know that shit's big.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rin Onigawara was voiced by Yuki Takada, who was Elma, the office dragon, on Kobayashi-san, the teammate dragon. She's on Aikatsu, one of the many versions of that Mahou Shoujo thing. And voices one of the main characters, Rin Kurosawa. And she's the main girl all about Suzukaze on New Game, the developer thing.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah. Mary Kikakujo is voiced by Saiga Kitahara. The only thing I could find that was like, oh hey, you would if you know, is Inazuma 11, which is like a very big franchise. I've just never seen it myself because I didn't really want to watch the kids playing soccer with magic. You know how sports things are never really about sports?
Actually, I don't.
Okay.
I think it's about like the journey. Or
No,
whatever,
but I mean, like, when it comes to like anime and manga, it's never actually just, oh, here, look, watch them kick the ball. It's always like, oh, he has this,
it's like strategy.
this really strong thing that when he angles it proper, like that. You know how it's never actually about sports?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I saw Slam Dunk.
Exactly. Like Slam Dunk's not.
Like, this is bullshit.
Or even Ippo. Like Ippo's about boxing, but then there's that one guy whose technique is an illegal boxing move where he punches you in the back of the head.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like that's not. You can't do that. And it's like no, that's fine. It's Ippo. Or that one guy whose arm becomes like fucking a whip. It's the flicker punch. And then like it's just it's never about the sport. It never is. Inazuma 11 is another thing that's like that. There's Warabi Hanasaka, who's voiced by Rina Hidaka, who we've talked about for a bunch of different things. For example, she's Rosia on Show by Rock, and she's the girl who wants a slave, Yuika Koga on Hentsuki. She's also the main girl on Rokyubu, which is a thing about little girls playing basketball. Again, has nothing to really do with basketball, but it's there.
Does someone have like a sick?
There's. Yeah, it's a tragedy thing. You already know.
Like
you already know it's more about the kids.
Like the sick dribbling skills or whatever.
I mean, yeah.
It's more about the tragedy.
There's a thing where he's like, wow, this little girl is way more skilled at basketball than she has any right to be. And it's like, oh, because she practices on her own. But really, it's not even about that. Honestly, it's the other version, which is it's more about like, God, it's rough. It's rough out there when life is difficult for you, little girl, huh? Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, there's Satori Tamaba, who's voiced by Nozomi Nishida. She was on Macross Delta, but I think the thing that you would know is the thing we talked about before. Do you remember in Ishizuka Reviewers when they go to the mushroom place?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the mushroom that's like a plain girl? And he goes like, oh, I can't believe she read that I like kind of plain girls.
Oh, that's her.
Right? That's her.
That's way too specific.
That's really specific, but I mean, if you're with us, you guys get it.
Yeah, you guys get it.
Like, there's no way you were listening to this show and you don't get it. That's like, come on, you guys get it. Anyway, Tsukuyo Inaba is voiced by Natsumi Hyoka, who is interesting because like she's in newer stuff, but also she was in Witchcraft Works, which is like a show that I don't know if anybody remembers. So she was in Mitsuboshi Colors, which is about those little girls fucking with a cop for some reason. Like that's just what they do. And she was recently in that show with a really long title that they showed into Choyoyu, which is like about kids with really cool skills who get sent. It's an isekai thing, but the thing is, they came in using skills that they have from the regular world. So like a kid's a magician, and he does like illusions, and people think he's actual magic and shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so her thing is, I think the character that she voices is the ninja, because there's just the ninja for some reason. But yeah, she was on Witchcraft Works, which is like a thing I don't know if anybody even remembers, really. It's cool. I would like to do that at some point. So yeah, as she was Kotetsu Katsura, the girl with the glasses, is one of the, God, what the fuck were they called? The Ivory Tower, I think. It's been a while since I've seen Witchcraft Works. Amo, Kiru Amo is voiced by Eriko Matsui, who I dig because she was on Cinderella Girls as Nao, and she was also in Show by Rock as one of the two people who remember the students of the fucking fox lady from the Japanese country. One of them was Saori Hayami, right? Her name was and the other girl was right? And they played like shamisen. Yeah, she was Yeah, she was also Mikakunin de Shinkoke as the older sister lolicon, Benyo. So that's a thing. And I got another one to toss in there just cause. Nono Mozunono, the girl with the little mask that hangs out with Onigawara all the time, right? She's got pink hair. She's voiced by Miku Ito, who has been on a lot of things. She's also been on Cinderella Girls. She was Maple in the Nekopara anime. She was Miku on Gotobo no Hana Yome, which is kind of funny now that I realize that they have the same name. Although it's written completely differently because Miku's name in Gotobo is explicitly written with the number 3, because that's the joke. And then she was also Kokoro on Bang Dream. Bang Dream is another thing I'm way into. That's like, remember when we talked about Show by Rock? And I was like, I don't think I'm in the audience for the intended audience for Show by Rock, but I'm in here anyway.
Yeah, it's like that.
It's like that. It's about little girls who form rock bands. And I'm like, so in. I'm like, yeah, you got me. I'm here. I'm here for it. In retrospect, I think there's a lot of things that are blank person forms a band, and I'm always in. I'm always in. I didn't spend 12 years playing guitar for nothing. But yeah. So yeah, it's. So do you wanna explain the premise?
All right. So, Fudo goes into high school. He's a transfer student.
Right.
And the school has been taken over by all the girls there because it used to be an all-girls school.
It's not. I was gonna say it's not taken over as much as it is. It was always all girls, and then they let guys in.
Yeah, but then they took it back.
But I was gonna. No, you can't. It's not like they took it back. It's more like they just enforced the regular rules now on the new guys who showed up. There weren't enough guys to form a real resistance.
Yeah.
There's like, what, 10 guys against like 300, 400 girls? Like, they weren't gonna win.
No. And they all have like combat skills, apparently.
Okay, so that's the thing. That's the thing I wanted to talk about. Is this a school for people with swords?
Yep.
Is it explicitly a school for people with swords?
Probably not.
Because all the girls have swords. Literally, well, I mean, all the girls have weapons to some degree or another, and they don't know how to use weapons. But the guys who showed up seem to have just been like guys.
Casual guys.
Yeah, they don't seem to have any history of a fucking like sword skill. The only one who does is Fudo, and that's not even what he does with it. Like when he shows up, that's like a whole other thing. It has nothing to do with why he came to this school. He came to the school because he got kicked out of his other school. So like,
he just happened to be here.
So like, yeah, is this a school? Yeah, so like, is this a school for people with swords? Is that the gimmick? Because like, why did those guys come in then? Feel bad for those guys if they came in. Like, what did they come in going like? Oh man, I'm gonna go to this school that used to be all girls, and it's gonna be great because I'm gonna like get to meet a lot of like what? What was their plan that they came in and then were beaten with weapons
and lost all sense of masculinity? I don't know.
It's just I wonder if like
they're just gonna ignore it.
I'm just saying because if you know it's a sword school, like you can't come in just going like. If you know it's a sword school,
what'd you say?
You can't just kind of walk in going like, "Oh hell yeah!" They're probably very rough around the edges.
Or maybe they do know how to use swords, but they just lost so bad. Yeah.
It doesn't matter really.
But either way, they're probably not gonna swing.
There was one thing I noticed now that I forgot about because I don't know about you, but I watched this back when it came out,
Yeah.
and like, so I forgot some things that rewatching it really reminded me. For example, I forgot that he's basically hanging out with Matsuko Deluxe the whole time until the girls become his friends.
Matsuko Deluxe.
Yeah, I guess you don't know who that is. That makes a lot of sense. I'm an idiot for assuming you know who that is. Matsuko Deluxe is like an essayist. He's the writer. He cross dresses professionally, and like as part of his stage persona. He's like he hangs out on TV a bunch. He does a lot of bits with the comedy duo Downtown. Where the joke is he's very sexually aggressive. But yeah, and he's like a proponent of LGBT rights in the country. And yeah, so it's interesting because like the person's name is Matsukodera, which is just shortening Matsuko Deluxe. And like they even kind of look like Matsuko Deluxe.
Like that face.
It's yeah, because Matsuko Deluxe is a heavy dude. And he wears makeup sometimes in a really exaggerated way like that. Here's a fun fact about Matsuko Deluxe. There was a time a bunch of people were really upset with him because he was like, K-pop is just watered down American music, and it was like, oh fuck, that's yo, that's fucking wild. And then like a Korean guy was like, yeah, but Lady Gaga's big in Japan, so maybe that means that Japanese pop music isn't that strong if it has to fucking suck it up to Lady Gaga. And then Matsuko Deluxe was like, that's because Japan consumes other kinds of music and then reinterprets it in their culture. Korean music is just American music. And if you don't like being treated this way, I mean, shit, get out of here, man. This isn't the market. Get a better market somewhere else. And Korea was pissed.
Yeah, why is he splitting flame on Korea for no reason?
Yeah, right? Like, wow. I mean, like, a lot of Korean pop music is heavily influenced by, like, R&B and hip-hop culture, which is immediately associated with America, so I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, eat shit, Korea. That was fucking, yeah. It's like, yeah, but Japan reinterprets it. It doesn't just use it. It does things with it. Eat shit. And I'm like, oh man. Oh, Matsuko Deluxe. Yeah, ow.
There's no reason to say that.
So yeah, just fucking, just dunking real hard.
Did someone say that K-pop was the best music or something?
I know, it was, I forget what the conversation was. It was something about like art. It was something like they were talking about art forms, and opinions about that, the art forms that have grown out of Eastern cultures. And then somebody was like, yeah, it's K-pop's popularity in the Western world is like something. And he was like, and Matsuko was like, well, yeah, of course it's popular. It's the same shit. It's not even kind of different. And it's like, oh damn. So yeah, I mostly know him for the shit that he does with Downtown because I watch a lot of Gaki no Tsukai. So yeah. But yeah, so like I forgot that he's just hanging out with Matsuko Deluxe the whole time. Or that later on Matsuko Deluxe becomes a linchpin as to why Fish Eyes was able to get the jump on him.
Oh yeah, that was always weird when I rewatched it.
Yeah, Matsuko Deluxe was just like, no, please don't hurt me. Fine, I'll snitch. I'll betray him super hard. And then like Matsuko Deluxe is like, I'm so sorry. I betrayed you. And Nobunaga's like, you did it to save yourself. It's cool, man. It's not even a big deal. Deuces.
Oh yeah, so I guess the main premise is that Fudo just wants to get out and just like wants a day off or whatever.
So his whole thing is, his whole thing is just, I'm going to live my life the way I want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. So like there'll be times where people are like, hey, follow this, and he goes like, I don't want to do it, so fuck you. Or hey, I want you to do this. I refuse. Or there's the part where he beats Kikakujo, and then she is running off of the assumption that everyone else has, that is, he diddles the people he beats up for some reason.
Yeah, it's some weird rumor.
And she's like, hey, so just grope me. And he goes like, what? No. And he goes like, oh, do you have a thing for, like, are you a lolicon? Are you into, like, itty bitty titties? And he's like, no. I just, you're making me do this? and I refuse. And that's it. It's just I refuse to do things I don't want to do. So he's like, I don't even really want to be at school. I want to be like out and free. And then go like, well, you can't be outside unless you get the stamps. Goes, fine, I'll get the fucking stamps.
Yeah, that's pretty much the whole show. He just wants to get stamps.
That's it. He wants to get stamps so he can fuck around. Although there is the the way he has to get to stamps is the ridiculous part.
He always has to beat up one of the 5. Pretty much the student council, but
yeah, the 5 swords of whatever the fuck.
Supreme 5 swords.
Yeah, something. I don't know. Don't care. I know. I just watched it, but it's actually so unimportant. They never bring up their titles ever.
But they have like the big Yakuza.
They have the
thing.
big kanji.
Yeah.
They have giant kanji for everything. Because everything has to be really big and important and fancy, but it doesn't actually matter. I'll still say my favorite thing has to be that his special ability is I flex all my muscles really hard by breathing in deep. It's so much like Hamon. It's ridiculous. I forgot about that. Like I remember that like he like made people like fucking explode by breathing or whatever, but I didn't remember how. So then when it goes to, oh yeah, it like zooms in on his like hips locking into position, and then he breathes, and then it like shows you his muscles all flexing at once. It was like, wait a second, is this what it was? And it does it every time too.
Mm-hmm.
Every single time he does it, you get the whole little like view of his muscles as they flex into place. And it's so over the top. I love it. It reminds me of Hamon from part 1 of JoJo, where like you just watch the guy breathe in deeply and now shit's going down.
It also makes a gun noise.
Oh yeah, cause well that's the thing. They call it Madan, right? And the Dan is from Dangan, so it's like fucking magic spirit bullet.
Which is from Yu Yu Hakusho, I guess.
Sorta. The Yu Yu Hakusho thing is literally like ghost spirit energy. This is like all of my muscles are flexing at once and locking into this one position where all the energy is pushed out.
I always wonder why they can't just like walk back, but whatever.
I guess they just feel his hand and they're like, what are you doing? And then it's too late. Because I always figured it was like, oh, were you going to punch me? Stupid. And he goes like, nope. And then it just explodes.
Yeah. And he worked in it for like 10 years or whatever.
Well, his whole thing is I was trained in a sword style, and I was like, that's why I hate swords and I don't use swords, and also I hate people telling me what to do because that guy kicked the shit out of me to make me good at swords, and then swords are for losers. I got my spirit bullet thing.
But then he's being taught by people who have swords.
Well, he's only taught by one person who has sword, really, and that's only because... Do you want to go say goodbye to that person who tried to murder you? Then you have to be my student. And he's like, fine.
Yeah, but he could have lost to her.
That's the only reason that happened.
It seemed like he would have lost to her.
Could have tried. Yeah. Well, yeah, because the whole thing is that the person who taught him all the shit that he knows is in the same school of martial arts that taught her sword shit.
Yeah.
So it's literally like, oh yeah, I was learning this thing and then I dropped out of school. And she's like, I finished my degree in that thing. And he's like, fuck, whatever.
So...
I'll tell you what, there is one thing about that was a real thing that I do. Which was the part where he's fighting Amo. And that fucking Inaba is like, just get hit. And he's like, seriously? He's like, yeah, just get hit. And he's like, okay. That reminds me of the thing I learned when I was learning martial arts, which was if you're afraid to get hit, that's how you lose. You're afraid to get hit, so you're more likely to focus on actually protecting yourself instead of trying to go for the hit. Sometimes if you just take the hit, you'll be fine because the actual hit won't be as bad as the thing that you can do in retaliation. So it'll be like, all right, I took an elbow to the ribs. That's true. That sucked. But my knee went into his nose. So really, I came out the winner on that trade.
Yeah, I did more damage.
So like that is a thing I was taught. It's like that's why like what I remember, if it was like don't close your eyes. When you close your eyes, it's because you're like nervous about getting hit, and that's fucked because you need to see every single second of the attack to make sure where it's going, what it's gonna do, and all that kind of shit. So yeah, that's the thing. It's basically don't be afraid of being hit. If you get hit, just take it. Focus more on what you're going to do as a result. And like, cause almost thing like stabs into your body. He's like, I don't want to die. And then I was like, stop being afraid, pussy. Take it. Take the hit and kill her.
Oh yeah, I hate. Well, I think it's funny. That her thing is the auto counter.
I love it. I love it so much. It's so dumb. It's so like I don't even need to think
Yeah.
about it. My body just immediately fucks people up.
Yeah.
It's the best. And then at the end, it's like, oh,
It's
you
like,
did.
oh, I could have lost.
Yeah, it's like you're lucky she stopped using it. It's like, wait, if it's auto, then how do you stop? Is there like a switch in your brain? You just go, all right, turning off auto. Like, what is that? How does that work?
I don't know.
It's great. It's
Her
great.
whole body's made of knives or whatever.
No, it's that.
Not just her hands.
Yeah, I was gonna say the thing is, she practices a type of karate that's like stab, like the spear thing. So any part of her could do the same pierce thing, and she just like it's one of those things where like so like in Muay Thai and Muay Boran, right? Like you're supposed to actively fracture your shin because then when the bone heals, it heals tougher, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the idea is that she like trained her fingertips by beating them in senselessly to the point where now the spear motion, the strength of her spear motion is enough to pierce skin, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she did it to her whole body, so she could like kick into you or something.
Their kicks or stabs.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's fucking. Yeah, exactly. Her kicks are like stabs, and the dumber part of that is the auto counter part of it. Because if it was just that, you could say, okay, whatever. I guess it's like the bone conditioning thing, but it's like no. Also, I've made my brain just automatically return a hit every single time.
It's so dumb.
It just works. It just works.
But we're not.
Pers-
We don't watch it for the fight thing.
no. If anything, the fight thing entertains me because it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of it. I didn't even really worry about that. The handgun is I think wait, let me look at my notes real quick. Yeah, I wrote here in like full caps, my hand is a gun thanks to breathing. Swords are for losers.
That describes him pretty well.
It's so good. That's exactly how he sounds the entire time. Cuz he wears the glove with the studs so he doesn't have to get like sliced.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like his hand is the weapon.
And it's like his palm, not even a fist.
Yeah, it's not even like a punch. It's like all the muscles just contract and then push all the force into his palm. And then because his palm is on somebody, boom, they explode or whatever.
Yeah.
And you saw the OVA, so you saw that the little blind girl can do it like 3 times as hard without having to touch him.
Mm-hmm.
Where she's like, "See, I kind of get the gist of what you're doing. It's like this, right?" And then he fucking goes flying, and he goes, "Oh my god, I would have died."
Yeah, she pretty much figured it out. She's like, yeah, you're weak.
Yeah, well, because the thing is, because her thing is, I actually finished studying the thing. You didn't. So I can do a lot more.
I figured she would train him.
Yeah, we got a lot.
Then other people would come. And yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot. What was it? It was like, man, you're weak. We got a lot to work on. Or something like that.
Something like that. I think it was just an excuse just to hang out with him. That's how I read it.
It seems like she's interested in meeting someone who is like similar to her in that regard. 'Cause it's like, oh man, we went to the same school kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, so he beats Onigawara easy. He beats Kikakujo relatively simply. Hanasaka makes him
She
wrestle
has
with
the
Bear.
crane stance. I remember that.
Yes, the crane stance where she
Lifts her feet up. And everyone's like, oh shit.
Yeah. But there's the other one where she also holds her breath. That's it.
And she
She
hits
just
you
holds her
once.
breath and just keeps cutting.
And then he's like, oh, I just have to wait for her to go fun, or she has to take a breath.
Yeah, exactly. I just gotta wait for her to breathe. All her muscles are relaxed. And then handgun.
Yep.
You know, when I say handgun, it sounds like he pulled out a gun.
Yeah.
Fucking spirit bullet, whatever. Also,
Does Miru use the whip? No, she uses fencing.
no, she's a fencer. All the main girls use swords. All the friends do other shit.
Oh yeah, she has Ren's friend has the police baton.
Yeah, she uses a police baton. And she's not the only one, because Hanasaka's friend uses like double police batons.
Oh yeah.
And the other girl uses a fan. And then There's that one joke that I really like about fucking Saruwatari, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one who talks without opening her mouth, and other than that just goes ke.
She doesn't do anything the whole time.
That's the bit. Is like I was gonna love. Is like, all right, so you're gonna have to sumo wrestle the people, my three musketeers, and he's like, okay, so there's three people and the bear, fine. And then the bear goes up, and he goes like, what the fuck? What? Why is it the bear? And she goes like, yeah, the bear is one of my three musketeers. It's the girl with the fans, the girl with the two batons, and the bear. And he goes like, then why the fuck is Saruwatari standing there? Is she just standing there? Is she just there? Is she just there for no reason?
And then she says, ke.
Yeah. And then she just goes, ke. And that's it. And he goes like, I guess I'm wrestling the bear.
And then he wins.
Yeah, he wins, but he doesn't win in the traditional way. Also, I was going to say the bear takes the proper stance. The bear legitimately does the sumo wrestling stance with like the knuckles down. Even though a bear doesn't have knuckles.
She also boxed.
So like it I was going to say, that's the thing. I forgot that the bear boxed. Because I remember the sumo wrestling thing, and I remember that he makes the bear lose by the fucking default loss in sumo, where the fucking where the fundoshi comes off.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the word for it, but it basically ends up becoming like, oh, you lost because you were shamed because I took off your fundoshi or whatever. But I remembered that. But like when he goes and then he has to go fight Warabi on the top of the rooftop, right? I mean Hanasaka.
No,
yeah. Her name is Warabi. Yeah, it's Warabi Hanasaka. Yeah. So he has to go fight Hanasaka on the rooftop, and Onigawara and Kihakujo are like, hey, we'll come help you. And he's like, okay, cool. And Onigawara is the one who actually fights Hanasaka. And I was like, yeah, and I don't remember what he did, but I just remember that Hanasaka loses in the end. I forgot that he's busy fighting the bear because the bear starts boxing.
I mean...
Like, no. The bear lifts up its paws, and he goes like, you see that? When the bears lift up their paws, that's because they're going to come down for a strike. And all I got to do is, like, put it in a chokehold. And then he gets popped in the mouth by a good right cross. And Onigawara's like, stupid. Why are you basing your shit on regular animal stuff? And then Hanasaka's like, yeah, I taught Kyobo how to box. It's like, what? And then the bear gets into stance. Just like, all right, here we go. And like, does fucking shadow punches. And he's like, oh, okay. Cool, I guess. Cool.
That's so dumb. That's why you can't take it too serious.
By the way, fun fact, the bear was voiced by a completely separate woman.
Who?
She was voiced by Saki Fujita, who was Mahiru on Working Ymir on Shigeki no Kyojin, and I think she was on Yuru Yuri.
Oh.
I think the part of that I enjoy is the fact that they actively got a different person for the bear instead of having someone else who was already working do it. Because it's not like the bear says words.
Oh, it says bear.
No, it doesn't. It goes, rah.
I thought it sounds like bear. Are you sure?
It doesn't sound like... It's not Kuma. It's close. But that's because Kuma is 2 syllables, so anything could be
like
close
English.
As long as it ends with ma.
Like bear.
Does it?
I'm pretty sure.
I could swear it was just going, rah.
I heard it as bear, but maybe I misheard it. I don't know. But
then again, you're thinking that the bear is speaking in English. And I understand. The bear is boxing, so why not? Really? Is it that much more crazy? But I just don't think it was.
I swear it was. Whenever the bear screamed, it was like, bear.
Yeah, no, I think it was just saying, rah. That's it.
Alright, I need to rewatch it.
I would also, because I'm surprised if the bear has been saying the word the English word for bear as opposed to the Japanese word for bear.
No, it said the English word.
I would understand it more if it was the Japanese word for bear, because they do that sometimes, where they make the animal just say its name like it's a fucking Pokemon.
Yeah.
But like the idea that it would say the English word for bear is somehow so much more unnecessary. I don't know why. But yeah, he beats the bear eventually.
Because he uses the spirit gun a few times.
No, he just punched it in the mouth, remember? He used the spirit gun and is like, okay, but that does the insides and the bear has got me in a corner. Alright, here we go. And then the bear does the big claw thing and he goes like, alright. And then he ducks down like he's going to put it in a chokehold. And the bear realizes that, so the bear ducks down, and then he just punches it in the snout. It was like, haha, now it's my straight jab.
Uh,
And that's that. Mind you, now everybody's like, man, he's so cool. I can't believe he kicked that bear's ass. He fought that bear twice.
yeah, and then he gets a bunch of attention, and they get jealous.
Yeah.
So then it becomes a harem thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of where it goes. Because Fish Eyes likes him too.
Oh god.
I was going to say, I remember the first time we talked about this, you were like, I really dig Fish Eyes. And I'm like, why? Fish Eyes is just the kind of person who was like, I was on the bottom. I will throw you to the bottom now. There's really not much more than that.
Are you asking if I still like Fish Eyes? Yeah.
Yeah, how big are you on Fish Eyes now?
She's still the best.
Yeah, I'm not interested. I get it, but it's like, it's so many things of like, oh yeah, I'm just I'm here because I was on the bottom, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I was more interested in Fish Eyes deciding, oh, I guess I'm a monster now, than the actual whole thing with her sister.
Yeah, that's why I like her. Because of the sister part.
Yeah, I could give less of a shit about that. That's the part that I'm not interested in, because it is just, you used to shit on me, and now I shit on you, haha. Like, I was like, okay, cool. Is that it? And I was like, yeah, that's kind of it.
But they also made up.
Yeah. Yeah, after she cried, because her sister still loves her. It's her sister. I would say my favorite is Amel.
Oh yeah, I like Anpan too.
Oh, Amel's the best.
I think he would choose there if it was
Amel's
a
background, Amel's like fucking character thing of like why Amel wants to fuck him up is fucking amazing. I really dig it.
Isn't it just because he's just better or something?
No,
Like he's just happier.
no. It's essentially this. Amel is the kind of person who can't like just be friends, or can't just like, Amel can't view people as like equal. It's either you're better or you're worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that things like that belong. Like the whole world operates on a hierarchy for her,
Mm-hmm.
and she's always been the best, and she's just like fucking better than everybody. And there was one person who sort of contested that idea, and that was Nomura, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that made Amel fall in love with him, like just immediately. Like, Amel, it says the thing about like, oh, it's like the world was gray and without colors because there was no challenge, there was nothing interesting, there was nothing exciting. And then I met you, and it was like my world had color for once. And it's just like this, and that, but like Amel's version of love is weirdly possessive, because it is this idea that no one, that you should belong to me because I feel for you.
Mm-hmm.
It actually kind of reminds me of also the way that they like gave each other scars. Kind of reminds me of Hokuto no Ken, which is probably part of why I enjoy it so much. Because in Hokuto no Ken, like Kenshiro and Shin are like fighting over a woman, Yuria.
Mm-hmm.
Kenshiro loves Yuria, so does Shin. And then like in this shitty apocalypse, Shin betrays Kenshiro and like stabs him through his body 7 times, and that's what leaves the scars in the shape of the fucking in the shape of the Big Dipper, right? The North Star.
Mm-hmm.
And then like he takes Yuria and runs away. He just bails. And then at the beginning, it's all about Kenshiro trying to find Yuria and Shin because he's in love with her, and he wants to take her back. So like the whole thing about Shin is Shin knows Yuria will never love him, and as such, he tries desperately to possess her, even if it won't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of that first arc, it's revealed that Yuria killed herself because she would rather live on her own terms and die on her own terms than have to be stuck with someone she couldn't love like Shin. So like Kenshiro comes and beats up Shin, and he basically fucking kills him. And they just have like an argument about like, this didn't have to be this way because we were friends, and I hate that like things had to end up this way because you couldn't accept that she didn't love you. And like it's that kind of like, it's less about like a whole genuine maliciousness. That like Fish Eyes' thing is much more about just, oh, you stepped on me and now I'm gonna step on you back, right? Like it's a very plain revenge story from her side.
Mm-hmm.
But Amel's thing is about a weird, corrupted, perverse version of love where Amo is like, I love you and I want you to be mine, and I will crush anyone who would stop that from me. And if you won't let me have you, then I will kill you because I refuse to let anyone else have you. And like that is so weird and interesting. I really like that. And like Amo even says that to herself repeatedly. Just like what is I still have the scar that you left on me because of the bullet thing, right? Like there's the marks on her chest and her torso, and they've scarred each other. It kind of reminds me of the Kenshiro thing where he has the scars that Shin gave him, and at the end Shin's body is mangled by the same kind of blows that Kenshiro does. Where it's like they've marked each other in this weird way, like that they and yeah, Amo's entire thing repeatedly says like, I want you to be mine, or I want to have you, or I refuse to let anyone else have you. You are mine. You belong with me. And the matter of fact, that weird possessive part of Amo is the same reason they even started fighting to begin with.
Yeah.
Cause like, yeah, all right, Nomura's a weird guy who values his freedom above everything else, right?
Mm.
He likes to fuck around. He's like a friendly guy. He's a very casual flirt, which is I noticed is that's funny. He just says shit like that. Like with Onigawara, he's like, man, I never noticed you were that cute. Fuck. You should take off that stupid mask. You look cute as hell. He's like, what? He's like, yeah, all right, whatever. I mean, if you don't want to, you don't have to, because I'm not going to make you, because it's about freedom, baby. Like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole fight with Amo starts when like he helps a kid, and then like after talking to Amo, is like, hey, you're really good. It's really weird. It's a really weird thing that he says, which is like, I get that you like joking, but shit, man, that's kind of weird way to come into it. It's not the weirdest thing I've ever experienced because I've had weird friends like that in high school, but like, where like he sees Amo and he's like, wow, from far away you look kind of pretty, but like now that I'm up next to you, damn, you're cute. You're cute like a girl. Kind of makes me want to kiss you, which is like, dude, hey, you don't even know their name yet. That's not cool. It's starting to get kind of weird.
It starts off weird.
He starts off pretty fucking weird. And then Amo's like, yeah, we'll try it. Which is, again, a weird response. Like, why not just say ew? Or like, no. Or like, please don't. Instead, it's like, oh yeah? You wanna? Fucking try if you can. As if to go like, if you can, then I guess you win. Like, I don't know what the fuck that's about, but I don't know. I guess it's because Amo's whole thing is about being better and proving a level of competency above others. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so then he pops up behind Amo, and he doesn't get the kiss, but he gets mad close, which is fucking weird. And then Amo elbows him, and that's, presumably that's the moment where, she decided, he's different, or whatever. It's like she says, everything was gray until I met you, and then there was a color of your own. And yeah, so after that, like a day later, he's talking to the same kid that he saved from bullies at the beginning. And they're just hanging out. He's like, hey, man, you want to show me around? He's like, yeah, okay, cool. And he walks past Amo, and Amo's like, hey, you wanna walk around the school with me? And he's like, nah, I kind of like literally just made these plans with this guy. So, you know. And then Amo, instead of like just going, okay, cool, see you later, reacts violently and kicks and like beats the shit out of that kid in like a single punch.
Yeah.
Because as it's already been established, Amo is freakishly strong, right?
Yeah.
And just like single punch bruises him, gets bleeding on the ground, and Nomura's like, what the fuck, dude? Seriously? And Amo goes, well, you don't belong with someone like him. Someone like you belongs with me. And there's that really possessive bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes like, I'll show you. Come here and be mine. And he goes like, fucking no, I refuse. Again, because his whole thing is about freedom. And then they get into the fight that ended up getting him expelled from that school. Because like, what was it? 40 people got injured? And he was the worst. He looked the worst out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like that became like their whole thing. To the point where Amo kind of treasures the scars that Nomura gave her.
Yeah, as I said.
Like she mentions them, so yeah.
If it was like a harem thing, I think they would probably be together.
No, I mean the motivation bit of like, I love you so much I would kill you than have you go to anyone else. I think that's a lot more interesting.
Yeah, that's the reason why she fights the 5 swords or whatever.
No, she just beat them up to beat
They're
them
getting
up.
too close.
Later, it was just specifically Fish Eyes. And then the other girls come to Fish Eyes' defense. Because, like, she doesn't like that the other girls are getting close to her. But she just kind of lets it rock. 'Cause I don't know. Part of her, I guess, convinces herself that it's not going to matter. But it's when Fish Eyes does the whole thing to get the other girls all upset.
Yeah, then she loses it. I feel like the other girls built it up.
Yeah, but that's why she just kind of lets it rock. She decided at that. Remember, she says to herself, "Next time I see him, I'm just gonna kill him. Like I'm just gonna kill him. I am not. No, I'm not letting this. I'm not letting him exist around other people. Like I'm going to kill him. That's it." And then Fish Eyes has the picture where she faked sleeping with him. Partially because Fish Eyes knows it'll fuck with Amo, apart with fucking with the other girls.
Yeah, she just did it.
Yeah, and that's why Amo explicitly says to Fish Eyes, "Oh, I get it. You wanted to fuck with me. Here's the problem. You shouldn't fuck with me because I can kill you." You could fuck with a lot of people because, you know, they're probably not going to do anything. And then she immediately goes for the stab. Like the murder stab.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I mean by, like, I find Amo's, like, weird, corrupt version of possessive love a lot more interesting than Fish Eyes' revenge thing for her sister.
It's more interesting, but...
That's why I like it. I don't care for anything that's less interesting. I think that's been clear by now, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like
the more interesting something is, the more I like it. Yeah. The less interesting something is, the less I care. And then the thing that doesn't interest me at all is when I don't give even kind of a shit because I'm not interested. I can't think of any other way to measure my investment in things besides interest. So yeah, I thought that was cool. Also, the weird like kind of combination of Yuria, Ken, and Shin into the two people dynamic of Amo and Nomura is like really cool. It's got a really interesting, like, it's as if Amo was both Yuria and Shin at the same time. It's weird.
I can't think of any character like Amo.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's you know, it's very like I've understood. There's been like horror movies where like the thing is they're like a yandere kind of thing, but this is a much different. A yandere is usually just I don't want anyone else to love you, right? Or I don't want you to love anyone else. This is like I need you to belong to me. It's weirdly possessive. That's like a major part of it, and that completely contrasts with Nomura's entire ideology of no, I live for freedom. I want to be, you know, out and about like a feather on the wind. And if something's gonna stop me, then I will fucking fight back until I die. I will fight back to the bitter end. I refuse to give in. To the point where even in a more ridiculous circumstance, like when Kikakujo's like, go ahead, touch my boobs. And he's like, as much as I would like that, you're making me do it, so I'm not gonna. Fuck you.
Okay. Does that mean he only touches boobs when they don't let him?
No, it's her. It's the obligation. It's the same thing he says about Onigawara's mask, right? Where like she shows her whole face to him.
Yeah, I know.
Mind you, it's intercut with Hanasaka almost pissing herself on the bed. But it's the same kind of thing where it's like, no, I want you to be willing to do it. If you're gonna make me do it or gonna make yourself do it, there's no point. So like, it's just it's up to you. It's the same thing where he's like, no, you're trying to make me do it, and I refuse. If it was something we were both into, I'd be down to shit. But I'm not because you're making me do it.
She didn't really make him do it. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, if he wants that stamp, and you know he needs that stamp. And that's why in the end he goes like, you know what, fine, fuck it. I'll get the stamp another way. I'll see you later, bitch. Mark my words. Mark my words. But then she does it anyway. She gives him the stamp anyway, because by then Onigawara shows up and is like, what is going on? This cannot be good. He's leering over a woman while she's topless. This can't be good.
That's how the rumor started.
I would have imagined it was when he was on top of the two younger girls and both of their skirts were flipped up. Or the fact that he ended up kissing Onigawara because the Mozunono pushed him down.
Yeah, that's probably one of the two.
There's layers. There's a lot of things that came, piled up to that.
And the actual picture. And then they all
and then the actual picture, yeah. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I remember... after the actual picture, right, and they legitimately torment him and then find his scars and go like, whoa. Fucking Hanasaka tries to help him out, right? Like by getting him out. And it cuts to Kikakujo and Onigawara having non-alcoholic drinks but acting like they're drunk.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a thing I've seen in a bunch of things, but I think the part that gets me the most is that it's supposed to emulate a woman who's crying over her cheating husband.
Mhm.
But that makes so little sense when you remember that their entire thing is we're supposed to beat you into submission, and he's like, "You guys are cool, I guess."
They're supposed to beat him to submission. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? That's their presupposed place where they're like, "No, I'm watching you to make sure you don't do weird shit." And as an important person, as a member of the fucking Five Swords or whatever, I'm just, you do shit, I'll fuck you up. And they did just like torture him or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, you guys are cool, it's fine.
But then they stop. Yeah, he says it's cool. I'm like, all right. He's way too lenient.
Yeah, you guys are cool, it's fine. He's way too lenient. I guess it must not be as bad as the man who trained him, huh? Because he ran away from that guy.
Yeah. He's probably like, oh, this is nothing.
This is fine. This is okay. It's that dog that's sitting in the fire. Just this is fine. It's okay.
I mean, it looked like I cheated on you guys, even though I'm not going out with you guys. So it's okay.
Even though I'm not going out with you, and also I don't even remember that happening because I was surprised when you showed me that picture too. But it's fine. Did you work out your emotions? It's fine. That's good.
That's what makes me not like them that much.
Well, I like I said, I like Amo the best, and besides that, I gotta respect his weird commitment to stupid shit like that.
It's just fine.
Yeah, just I need to be free. That's it. I have no other concerns. What do I gotta do? Sure, here we go. I'm gonna wrestle a bear, I guess.
But I'm not gonna touch the girl's cleavage. No, because she's naked.
No, you're setting me up, and I don't like that. Don't like that. If this were a you and me thing, I'd be cool with it. But it's not, and I refuse.
But then he looks like he wants to.
That's what he does want to. That's not what it's about.
Because he's making it. Okay.
It's because he's not given a choice.
Okay.
Like, look, man. It's basically like here's another example of following the same idea. Say you throw $1,000 at him and go, take it. You'd be like, no, fuck you. That's what it is. It's just contrarian. I refuse. Unless I decided it, and so did you, I refuse to take any part of it.
Okay. That's what makes him like weird.
That's why Amo's whole thing of I want to own you is so counter to his entire thing of no, I want to be free. Also, he loves jokes for some reason. He tells a lot of jokes. Like when he finds out the bear is female, right? And then like the bear has a cub. And he goes like, "Oh, I didn't know you were married, bear. Oh man, I was so close to treading on another man's territory." It's like, are you saying you were gonna fuck the bear? Is that what you mean?
And the bear is like flirting with him.
Yeah. Oh, the bear licks him. He goes like, "Madam, this is inappropriate. You're married." And I'm like, "Who is that for? Is that for you? That joke is for you, isn't it? You're saying that just because you think it's funny." The same way that like when he meets Amo the first time, he's like, "Damn, you're pretty like a girl. It makes me want to kiss you." Like, who is that for? Because that's not a thing you just say to people you've met.
Pretty sure it's just for him.
It's gotta be. And yeah, I guess if Amo wasn't a weird possessive person, he might be more into her. Cause there's the bit in the OVA where they go like, "Who would you want to wash you naked in the bath?" And he immediately thinks of Amo. He's like, oh, that sounds pretty good though. Also,
but she did leave, and he did go back for her.
Yeah, I was gonna say he like followed after her, but I mean, I don't know, man. They've been through a lot.
Yeah.
They nearly killed each other on 2 separate occasions.
Yeah, and she left again.
Yeah. Well, the second time she walked away from it a lot better than he did, and the second time, not so much. But also, yeah, I was gonna say the leaving. So like, there's that mirror thing where like the first time he sees Amo, it's through a window, and he like fucking puts up his fingers in the little gun, and he goes like bang, right? And then after Amo kisses him and like shoves him on the ground, he's like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Yep. Hey, tell them that you're mine." Bang, and she just like fucking pieces out.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that she left on the bang.
She's like, I get you.
I get it. I know this isn't really working out, but I get it. Bang. Man, what a weird fucking show.
I do wish they'd translate the manga.
Oh, you mean that they would catch up to the newest? I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if it was even popular enough for it to keep going, you know?
Yeah, I think it might die soon.
Cause translation stuff is like it's always so much harder because a lot of the stuff is translated by people who don't get paid for it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and they have to take time out of their day to keep up with the schedule and shit like that. So it's a lot to ask for somebody that's not being paid.
Is it even popular in Japan? I don't think so.
I don't know. I can't say I checked how high it ranked on the from where it was serialized.
Because, well, besides it being a monthly, it seems like it takes a while.
Yeah. I wanna say it's serialized in Shonen Ace. I wanna say it is. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm not sure where its position is even in that serialization because they have so much shit running at once, you know. But yeah, all right. So I mean, I got nothing. Oh, I got one more thing actually. I do love that every time Kikakujo is like having a fun like regular time instead of talking about stabbing people, there's like Bal Musette running under her speech.
Kika Ujo.
Hikakujo, yeah, the French girl who gets like so panicky she forgets how to speak Japanese sometimes and pulls out a French to Japanese dictionary.
Oh, Mary? Yeah.
Yeah. There's like, every time she's just talking, there's like Bal Musette that underscores her conversation.
Yeah.
That's like you don't even know how French she is, even though her French pronunciation is not great, because it is still a Japanese woman.
She has to try, It's the kick.
She has to try. But yeah, I just thought like what more could you do to say she's French besides like fencing, where all of the words are in French, all the techniques are in French, or the fact that she speaks French, and they're like, no, also put Bal Musette under every time she talks.
Is Kika Ujo a French last name?
What? No.
I don't think so. Why didn't they do that?
Why didn't they just give her a French last name? That's a good question. I don't know. Probably because they wanted her to be French, but not too French. So they're like, she's half Japanese. She's half Japanese.
So she's just French. Okay. If you're half Japanese in Japan, you're just French then?
I mean,
So that's what it is?
hold on. Well, it's kind of like blood quantums. You know that shit that like white people are obsessed with? They're like, oh, I'm 1/16th Native American, right? But then like conversely,
People are really obsessed about that?
people give a shit about that kind of pointless
Okay.
shit. But I was gonna say, but the flip to that is if you're like half black, people just call you black. They don't even really think about the fact that you're biracial. Like Obama isn't just a black guy, right?
Yeah, he's also... I don't even know. He's half white, right?
Yeah, he's biracial. But that's not how
I was wondering what the second race was.
I'm not sure. But people just call him black. Like, they don't even consider it. There's none of it is thought about anything whatsoever. I think his mom is white. I'm not sure. But the point is, he's biracial, but they don't think about him as, oh, the first biracial president. He's the first black president, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. It's like she's half Japanese, but she's French. I mean, she got blonde hair. Her name is Mary. She speaks French. This bitch is French. I was like, yeah, but her last name is Kikakujo. That's not French at all.
Yeah.
You know?
I like the way she has to translate everything.
Yeah, she pulls out that fucking dictionary constantly. Goes like, oh, shit. Je ne sais quoi. Shinjiteru yo. Yeah. But, yeah. Also, there's the little girl who wishes she was French. Or, actually, she wishes she was Italian.
She has a big wig.
She wishes she was Italian because she uses Italian words all the goddamn time.
Reminds me of Dog Days.
I like that now you associate Italian with Dog Days.
The whole French and Italian.
Not the country. Not the country. You're like France, Italy. Oh yeah, Dog Days.
Yeah.
The Galais Lion Dominion.
That's the way my brain works.
Right. Martinocci. Yeah, dogs and cats. That makes sense. It's just how you think about it now. But yeah, that's fucking thing. Also, I forgot how much I love Hanasaka's laugh. Her laugh is fucking weird.
Oh, the wah ha ha.
No, it's like yo 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 yo.
Oh yeah, it's that.
I love Hanasaka's laugh. It's because all her friends have weird laughs too. Like the one with the fang goes like ho ho ho, and then Saruwatari is kick. Like I don't know. Maybe they became friends over their fucking weird laughs. But I love Hanasaka's laughs. It's so weird. But she's just standing on top of the school. And she goes like, "Yeah, look, the Wada Olympics." I was like, "What?" yeah, we're doing the water Olympics. Yo, 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 yo. And they're like, I don't want to do this. And they're like, what happened in the last one? There's a relay race where you poured gasoline onto a torch. It didn't go well. Half the school burned down.
Yeah.
Not a good time.
There's also a principal, but she's not really important.
Principal doesn't seem to give a shit about most things. She just kind of stands around and goes like, "What's going on?" Okay.
Well, that's too far.
Also, he's expelled. What? Is there any way you could take it back? Nope. Sorry. Just kidding. Ha ha ha. Hop hop hop. She says pion, which is the sound effect of a rabbit hopping,
Okay.
which is like a weird thing to just pop out of nowhere. Also, actually, in terms of people saying talking kind of funny, Nomura has a habit. I don't know how to explain it. Okay, so I feel like I mentioned this before, but you know how in Japanese there's different ways to say I,
Mhm.
right? So like if you say watashi, it's really formal, but it's gender neutral. You could be a man or a woman. Or if you say watakushi, right, like in the Shomin sample, it's usually a lot older and more regarded as like a thing that rich people say, right?
Mhm.
And also really feminine. And then there's like ore, right? He says ore, I, like as a dude, but like I'm a fucking tough dude, I'll fuck you up. And Fish Eyes says boku, which is I for dudes, but like more gentle, which sometimes you hear girls say that. But there's also a lot of ways to say you in Japanese,
Mhm.
because it's about the relationship between people, right?
Mhm.
So like there's really intimate ones like anata. There's other ones that are kind of that can be formal, but in other contexts are much more serious, like kimi. But like he uses one that I don't know if anybody says that. Like now it's taking on a different meaning. He uses otaku.
So that means you in what way?
So here's the thing. Otaku is like a really old formal thing. It means like your house. It's like how you refer to a lord.
Mhm.
And like it used to be like the way you would say, your lordship, your sir, you know, shit like that.
Mhm.
And it would be like, yes, your house. And that's weird because nobody it's come to take a completely new meaning, right?
Mhm.
But he uses it in that old antiquated way. And in fact, the only reason it sort of got adopted as part of an insult isn't just the fact that your house can be like haha your house, but also that it's like it was the way a character spoke in Gundam,
Mhm.
right? And so people started using that like to emulate that character.
Okay.
So it became like it's sort of like how you could people become associated with a thing that they do frequently, you know? Like, you know how at school there's always the person that you can define in a word like, oh, he's the movie guy, right? He's the guy who never shuts up about movies or whatever like that, right?
Mhm.
That's kind of what otaku was, in essence. Like, it was like, oh, those are those guys that say that old word for no fucking reason because they watched it on a cartoon.
Mhm.
And then, again, it's taken on more and more meanings as time has gone on. But, yeah, so it's just... It's so weird to have someone say that in, like, the antiquated sense. Like, as in literally referring to your lordship. And I kind of wonder if, like, he picked that up from the guy who trained him, because the guy who trained him seemed to be an older, stiff dude who was, like, all about his sword school, which is probably fucking hundreds of years old, right?
Yeah.
So maybe he picked it up from that guy, but it's interesting that he says that genuinely. Like, he doesn't say that the way the pejorative has become. So yeah, like every time he talks to somebody, he goes like, "Oh yes, your lordship. Oh yes, your house." And it's like, or he'll say even in an insult, he'll still say otaku. Like when he was yelling at Amo, it was like, what was it? It was something like, you ask of myself that something. It was something like, you want to own me, but I won't ever fall under your house's designation or something like that. It must have been a lot easier translated. It would have just been something like, you want to own me, but I'm not gonna fucking accept that, or something like that. But the way he says it is something like, I will never fall under your house's dominion, or some shit. Which is like really weird and stiff for a guy who uses ore casually. Because it's not a thing that people are usually say it in just regular old conversation unless they're like, yo, I'll fuck you up, right? So like this is combination of like, yo, I'll fuck you up, but also how art thou, my lord? That's like in the way he talks.
That is weird.
Yeah, it's funny. I really dig that. Also, and when you combine that with the jokes of like the bear, madam, this is inappropriate. It's like even fucking weirder. So yeah, that's worth mentioning since I was already bringing up the French thing. And yeah, I guess I'm done. You got anything?
What was I gonna say? So you like Amon the best?
Almost entire thing is so interesting and weird. I'm super into it.
There's no one else.
I mean, everyone has something, but it's not really as interesting as Amos. I kind of want to wonder why the fuck Hanasaka's with a bear all the time. Also, like Inaba isn't blind, she just closes her eyes the whole time, right? But she's like her eyes suck really hard. That's what she says. She's like, I'm basically blind, but I'm not blind.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what is that? Is that supposed to be like a reference? Is it Zatoichi? Is that the joke? But like Zatoichi's a little girl. Like I don't know. Do you know that story, or does that mean nothing? It was a movie, and I feel like people have heard of that movie before.
It says that she is blind.
Is it? Because I remember her thing is like, I'm not like technically blind, but like, because she opens her eyes and she can see some things, but it's not good enough. It's like legally blind as opposed to legit blind. But yeah, I was just thinking, is like she's supposed to be like Zatoichi or something? Like is that the gag? Zatoichi's like a little girl.
I'm guessing he's a blind swordsman.
Yeah, Zatoichi's entire thing is that he's a blind swordsman.
Probably.
His whole gimmick is like, oh yeah, I made a living by fucking gambling, doing acupuncture and like fucking singing and stuff. But really, I'm actually an amazing swordsman with Iado. That's the fucking thing where they pull the sword out in one move, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
That's the Iaido, right? Iai. So like that's his thing. Is like, oh yeah, cuz he's blind, his ears are like super strong. And then that's how he's super good at fucking doing that. Also, I think he sumos or something. I don't know. There's like 28 of those movies. So like I don't fucking know all of them.
It's probably a reference to that. I don't know.
But yeah, it feels like it. It feels like it with how often she she has the like her thing is I move so fast and I move silently and so that I can deal with all of it in one blow. The way EI is supposed to be like and that's it, you know?
Yeah, seeing how he already took stuff from other sources of media to make his characters.
Yeah, it would make sense if she's Zatoichi. Also, her hearing is so good. She does exposition when she's nowhere near them. It's just fucking hysterical. She's like fucking making the rabbit, right? She's making the wood carving rabbit, and she like perks up her ears and goes like, "You have to learn something about her," and then like she gives exposition about the sword technique or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's also another thing. That's how good her super hearing is.
Yeah.
She's just like in a classroom, 4 buildings away, and she like perks her ears up and goes like, "You understand, fencing is a unique art because," and it's like, "What? You heard it?" It's like, "Yeah, I heard their conversation." But yeah, I would say almost probably my favorite just because as far as villain motivations go, that's a really good one. That's a legitimately really good one. It also kind of reminds me of the guy from Full Metal Panic. Fuck if I remember what his name was. Like Garuda? Something Gauran, I think? Where he's like a mercenary who is like a complete fucking crazy person.
I never seen.
Full Metal Panic is like it's about a guy who's like in a fucking robot military thing. It's kind of like where it's kind of like Teketsu no Orphans, where it's like child soldiers, right? Like it's that kind of shit.
Oh, okay.
So a younger child soldier is like made to look after a girl, and then like he has his friends, and every once in a while some wild shit goes on because she's the target of like a terrorist organization. One guy who keeps coming up is a fucking crazy weird mercenary who was like I don't even know, like he's just a sociopath, people for fun and shit. But the thing that he's the most obsessed with is that he wants to be the person who kills the main guy, Sosuke, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the way he talks about it is in a way that's like really romantically implied. Like he says that like I want to either kill or be killed by you. Like it's a whole thing. It's weirdly romantically tinged. It kind of reminded me of that too, but it's not like possessive. It's more destructive. The way that Gauron or whatever the fuck his name was about. Again, that's another thing I haven't seen in like I don't know 4 years. So I would need to see that again to remember properly. But yeah, I really like this. I didn't remember Almo's motivation being this interesting when I first saw it. So like I imagine I'm like, yeah, fuck, that's really good. It's a weird, corrupted, perverse version of possessive love. I dig it. And the fact that Amo even starting the big fight that ends the sixth volume of the manga is only because Fish Eyes has finally pissed her off enough to go like, stop touching my things.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like, oh, I'm finally ready to. He's finally gotten strong enough for me to fight him. It's, bitch, don't touch my. Okay, you know what? Fuck this. And then she she just starts violently mauling everybody. Like she starts with Fish Eyes. Hanasaka comes to help her.
She's like, yeah, I'll get kicked out again.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, fuck it. I don't care. Bitch, get your hands off my man. Like it's wild. It's wild how the motivation is entirely this weird possessive love. I like it. I like it a lot.
But she seems like she's getting better.
Maybe
Thanks.
when she left, she seemed slightly better because she didn't try to kill him at the airport and go like, now you can't leave me. But you know, she was like, go ahead, fly free. Like I don't know. But yeah, that was cool. Also, he's very clearly attracted to Amo, so that's its own thing.
I hope they end up together.
It'd be interesting. Because it feels like a weird interpretation of that the three-way relationship from Hokutoku no Ken, like I've been saying. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, that's pretty much it for me.
Alright, is it food time?
I guess so. All right.
Alright.
So, how would you begin to describe this? So it has harem elements, right? But it's not directly sweet in and of itself.
I would say it's a bit actiony.
Or would you say that it can be? Would you, because like the whole emotional moment with Onigawara is pretty intense.
It can be that way.
Also, the thing that he has with Fish Eyes, right? Or Fish Eyes is like, I'm glad someone finally sees me as another person, right? Because Fish Eyes' whole thing is like, everybody's always called me a monster, and I kind of became that monster because my sister was treating me like shit. So I just got up and was like, fuck you then.
It's kind of heavy. I think it's more heavy than sweet.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I think it's heavier than it is sweet. So does that bring us back to the territory of bittersweet then?
But it doesn't.
Because heavy is bitter, and this has sweetness in it.
Oh, it doesn't leave off. That's like bitter.
It doesn't.
Like it is bitter, but it has like a happy ending. Unlike horror stuff, which is like,
You're right. And you say it's kind of heavy?
it's more like satisfying. Yeah.
Okay, well then, all right. What about a coffee cake?
Is it? It's more sweet than bitter, isn't it?
Coffee cakes? Yeah.
Yeah.
Coffee cakes are much sweeter than they are bitter. Also, they kind of go with something rather than on their own. So it's generally like a very comfortable thing for like a snack.
So you don't think this is like a meat?
No.
I would say some of the characters make it.
No, I would say Amo and Nomura have the most going on. Well, actually there's that one bit about Onigawara, but as far as the anime is concerned, it barely really like Fish Eyes' thing has gone over pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And like Kikakujo doesn't even have anything besides the fact that she's French, I guess, if you want to call that a thing.
I mean, yeah, based on what we've seen so far, it's not. They don't really go into it.
Yeah, I'm talking about the show as it is. Yeah. It's just chapters 1 through 30 more or less. Kikakujo doesn't really have anything going on. Hanasaka doesn't really have anything besides her pet bear. She loves her friends, but that's like that doesn't even like build on a thing. It's just a thing, like where she wants to be killed instead of her having Amo kill her friends. But again, that has more to do with Amo flipping the fuck out at the end. Matsuko Deluxe doesn't do anything except betray his friend, and then he's just chill with it. He's just like, yeah, all right, it's cool. So like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Onigawara kind of has a thing, and it's mostly really about Nomura and Amo. So I wouldn't call it like heavy like a meat.
But I don't think it's like a snack.
To me,
I mean, we did just talk about this for like an hour and 30.
You said it's filling, and that's the thing. Is I would say I talked specifically about
I know you can't
Amo.
just
That's
ignore
the
those
thing.
two
That's
characters.
the thing that's getting me here. Is no, but that's what I mean. I'm like my thing is it's more about Amo and Nomura where the meat is as opposed to the whole thing.
I know that's what I'm saying. It's not like everybody's something, so it's like a steak. I'm saying it's like like I guess a chicken or fish. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Here's why I'm going with coffee cake because coffee cake with the thing that it's named after, right, is like completely satisfying because coffee takes away your like real hunger and the cake is more just the sweetness to accent the bitterness of the coffee.
Yeah.
Like that's how I'm thinking about it as like,
But-
oh, I could have this and be good for a while.
But you're saying just the coffee
And
cake,
there's
right?
something there, but it's not intense. Well, that's the thing. To me, if I've never met anyone just eat coffee cake on its own. That's
I
weird.
ate coffee cake on something.
Really?
Yeah, I did that a lot.
That's so strange to me. That's like, I don't know. It's like eating cabbage. Like I don't get it. Why would you just eat cabbage? Like no, you eat it with a thing. I don't. It's so weird to me.
I mean, no one says you have to.
Like I can get fruit on its own. I can get. I just don't understand the idea. I'm so far removed from the notion, you know?
I like it as a snack.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Then again, I'm not huge on sweets. Like I like sweets, but I don't eat them just cuz. Like that's not a thing I do, really.
Like they're in my house.
I eat them like on
I eat
certain
them.
occasions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a I've never done that. It's like sweets to me are an occasion thing.
It's kind of like Pop-Tarts, you know. They're just there.
I've purchased Pop-Tarts. You know this. You've also seen me share Pop-Tarts with people because I'm like, I'm not going to eat all this shit on my own right now. Not.
That's what I mean. It's just like a snack like that. Like
I don't know, man. Like, a Pop-Tart
I
is
take-
so sweet
take
on
a
its
pack of
own.
it.
I can get eating it on its own. A coffee cake is like, by design, meant to go with something. You know? It's like, I don't know. It's hard for me to explain. It's just, it like, without, like, stepping on the same boundary as, like, hey, here's just a potato. And it's like, what do I eat this potato with? And it's like, no, eat this potato. And I'm like, okay, but like, how are we doing this? It's like, okay, it's baked with butter. And I was like, okay, yeah, all right. Or it's coated in sugar. All right, fine, I get it. It's like, no, just eat this potato. Like, I don't get that. That's how it feels to me. Do you get what I'm saying?
yeah.
I'm not telling you not to live your bliss, you know, like, but I don't understand that notion.
Nah, just do it.
Just do it though.
I guess it's like just eating French
Yeah,
fries.
I don't get that.
Like people
I
don't just
I don't
eat
get
French
that
fries.
either.
But I just eat
I don't
French
get
fries.
that.
Because I don't feel like having anything else.
I don't see that's maybe that's another thing. I don't snack a lot. I eat when I eat, and that's kind of it. I don't really have in between things. I think that's more common when you don't eat a lot at your meals, right? Like you eat smaller amounts throughout the day so that they all add up. But like when I eat, I fucking eat. So it's like I very rarely snack in
Okay.
between. That's not a thing for me, really. I'm more likely to be chewing a shit ton of gum or drinking a lot of water. I don't know. Okay, fine. So if that doesn't really match the way that you've eaten it before, let's see. Kind of heavier, kind of sweet. Ah, man.
A mooncake's just a coffee cake, right?
A mooncake?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. It's intent. It's like made around the fucking lunar festival. So I mean, technically you could eat it whenever, but yeah, it's got lotus. Maybe no. See, Anpan to me feels like it's pretty. Maybe Anpan. I don't know. What do you think?
Did we already pick on Fonz or something?
We've never picked Anpan. What? Have we? Actually, have we? I can't think
I'm
so.
gonna double check.
I can't think of a time when we did.
I think we did. I think you suggested it. But
I
we
think
didn't
yeah,
pick
I believe that.
it.
I don't know, man. Check. You have the logs. I don't.
Good thing you can't hear media when you're recording. Wow, I just went to playlist. Okay. Here are preference bounties. I'm not gonna read everything. It's gonna take too long. Okay, I just say we have a lot of snacks.
Yeah, but that's because we usually pick things that don't have a lot of substance. It's kind of thing, man.
No, we didn't. We didn't pick on.
Yeah, I think maybe Anpan then, because Anpan, like Adzuki is a soft sweet as opposed to a hard sweet. You know, it's not like you can taste the fucking sugar, but it is sweeter than a lot of things that aren't. Because adzuki having like sugar added to it is really nice, and like the bread is usually kind of fluffy, and then the fucking actual adzuki paste is like really thick.
Okay.
So Anpan,
So it's Anpan.
there we go,
Mhm.
nailed it. Also, it's super Japanese, which all this sword shit with giant kanji makes sense.
Makes sense.
All that giant kanji. The fact that you compared it to Yakuza says a lot. That you were like giant kanji everywhere. Yakuza, that makes sense.
Giant unnecessary kanji.
Super unnecessary kanji.
That's
And then the
aggravating,
furigana right above it so that you could read it, because they're like, oh, you probably can't fucking read this.
Yeah.
Really unnecessarily complicated kanji. For I hit you once and shit.
Some of them's not even attacking. Some of them's like a hug.
Yeah.
And it says, or handshake.
Some of them is the kick. Some of them is the kick. Like,
No,
I
I mean,
kicked
not
you in
even
the
fighting.
back. Yeah, oh, okay.
Or like they did like a backflip. It says
Yeah, the backflip. Fuck, I love that. I love the massive kanji for backflip or pirouette. I love all the French ones because the French ones have to be written in katakana because that's how you write like not Japanese words, right? So it's just giant brushstroke katakana of like jete. All right. How about shut the fuck up?
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up because it's time for the news. What do you got?
A few things, but let's talk about Evo.
Oh, we're gonna talk about online Evo.
Yeah.
Oh shit, let's talk about online Evo. Let's talk about online Evo and how another thing has upset the system.
Yeah. No one seems to really like online Evo.
People are salty about their things not being an online Evo.
Because they don't have good netcode.
Man, what do you want? What do you want? It's not my fault that they're not doing fucking doing rollback.
Maybe they'll start doing rollback.
They should. They really should.
All it took was,
A
virus.
pandemic. A pandemic, yeah. All right, so what do you want to say about new all online Evo at the end of July? I think.
As a result, people are trying different fighting games. Like a lot of people.
Did you see those online tournaments?
For what? Where I know you told me the
For
ones
them
that Smash.
fighting herds and skullgirls, man.
Oh yeah, I seen them. Yeah, I'm like in them. What?
Can't believe they're in there. All it took was this. Wait, you're in there for them's fighting herds? I kind of expected that for skullgirls.
Yeah, I played some. I'm not very good,
Alright.
but
Yeah.
I still play it.
Who do you play?
Arizona.
Oh, the cowgirl cow thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
All right. What were you gonna say?
yeah, we have a lot of like actual people playing Skullgirls now. That's pretty cool. Like Sejam, Ray Ray. I'm not sure if you know these people. I'm saying their names.
If you're here, you get it.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, you should know. You guys got it.
But yeah, I don't know. It's like finally people are trying the game. Only took a pandemic.
That's good. You know, it only took a pandemic, but better late than never. Better late than fucking never.
All right, that's it.
All right,
for
what
me.
else?
Oh,
Wait, you said I got a bunch of things. I didn't know they were.
Oh, I didn't know we
all
were going to dump
overloaded.
everything. Then I'm not gonna have anything for
Well,
I'm
you
hype.
said I got a bunch of things. Oh, well, your hype thing is a different thing. I thought you had another news thing.
Oh yeah. Also did you see the graphics for PlayStation 5?
No, I did not.
They have triangles, billions and billions of triangles.
You
They have a demo that released.
yeah.
It was like how Tomb Raider first came out and everyone said, oh, the graphics are amazing.
Yeah. Because it looked.
They
Because
had
you
like,
watched a woman die repeatedly, as uncomfortable as that was.
I'm talking about the arts wise, not story wise.
No, like it's a really pretty game, and that's why watching her die was so uncomfortable.
But yeah, it's like 10 times better than that. Cause they have I don't even know what all the technology is, but they have like dynamic lighting that processes instantly.
That's fucking what? How does that even? Does that mean consoles are
Triangle.
just gonna be supercomputers now?
The PS5,
Yeah, I feel like consoles are just gonna end up becoming supercomputers at this rate.
pretty much.
That's fucking wild. It's wild that like the PS5 is a better computer than my computer right now.
I mean, that's the PS5.
Yeah, get that.
It costs $1,000 though. So.
There's the trade-off. There's the trade-off, isn't it? There's always one.
But it should be on the computer, right? Like all the graphics.
Yeah.
But yeah, the new PS5 looks amazing.
Cool.
Everyone's like, "Oh, I want to play that game," but they're like, "No, it's just to show off
it's a tech
our
demo.
processor."
It's a tech demo.
But everyone's like, "It looks amazing, though."
Yeah, because that's how tech demos work.
You can't tell. Like, you remember those quick action events?
QTEs.
Yeah, you can't tell if it's like a movie cutscene. Like, no one could tell if it was a cutscene or a quick action
Yeah,
event.
that's wild. What a future. What a future we're looking forward to. Technology improves while everyone is stuck inside. Good times.
I mean, people are still working.
Yeah, I know. I am. But, okay. That's cool. No, that's cool. I kind of want to look up the tech
It's
demo
not like
now.
the world stopped. Yeah. Yeah, pretty easy to find.
Okay. Anything else? Or that's it?
No, that's it.
So I got 3.
Because everything was related to Evo.
Wait, is that going to be your hype thing? You want to go more into it on Eva? Or?
No, that's
Okay.
not my hype thing.
Well, alright. Well, I got a few things I want to talk about. First 2, they're happy. So let's do those first. I'm a big fan of sad news last. Anyway, there's going to be a new Love Live. There's going to be a new Love Live.
Yep.
Did you see that?
Did you
No, I
send me
mean, did you see it? Did you hear about the new Love Live?
Oh, no, you told
Fuck
me
yeah.
about it. You said, "Oh, I better catch up."
No,
because they're gonna be
Idol
Love
Master.
Live.
That's Idol Master. Idol Master's on the whole new thing.
Aren't they at the same schedule?
No, what?
Alright, let me look it up.
Is it?
I feel like whenever there's a new Love Live, there's a new
That's
Idol
not-
Master.
That's not
And
how
vice
that
versa.
works. I can understand how you feel that because like every time you hear about one, you end up hearing about the other. But no, this is unrelated.
Yeah. Oh, they have a new girl.
Yeah, new girls, new time. Just like the version of Show by Rock that just ended.
What's it called?
Well, so it's on
Is
the
it Love Live
website.
Pop?
They have a magazine that they own. Hold on. Or wait, hold on a second. Let me see if I can pull something up because
I see on the Twitter.
announcement. Love Live School Idol franchise gets a new no thing. Love Live franchise love. Watashi Oh,
I don't think
no,
it has a
that's
name yet.
No, yeah, that's just the introduction thing. No, they just have the
Love Live
they just have the
Days.
list of the. They just have the list of the new. They have the image of the new girls. But yeah. New Love Live, blah 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 blah. Everybody loves the rivals. If you don't, get in, motherfucker.
Wait, are we on the same website?
I don't know. How would I know?
'Cause some of the stuff on the side look kind of not for kids.
Oh, well then no.
I'm pretty sure
no,
it's
we're
supposed to be a
not.
kids website.
It is not.
Is it GS Magazine?
Anywho, yeah, no, there was an announcement by the staff of Sunrise that they were like, hey, we got the person for the original concept, just like the other Love Live anime, and yeah, it's just a picture of them like of the 5 of them, and then another one of them like walking down one the main girl, what I presume is the main girl because of the way that she's center focus, running down the street. Here, look, this is the 5 of them. And yeah, new Love Live. So,
Yeah, I saw that.
kind of. I don't know if you heard about this, but there was the auditions that they did for the voice actresses.
Mm-hmm.
They were like unmarried women, 15 to
Mhm.
22.
Why'd they have?
Idols.
Well, I mean,
Idols.
do they have to be
Idols.
unmarried?
Idols.
The voice actors?
Idols.
Fine.
You should, because
Alright,
we've
you don't
talked
say
about
it
this so
anymore.
many
I get
times
it, I
already.
get it. Alright.
Anyway, idols.
I know. It's just.
If I
How-
need to raise my
okay.
voice, I will. But the word explains itself.
But you see why I make that point, right?
I fully understand why it seems nonsensical and stupid. My counter argument is idols.
Well, you could have said merch, I guess.
Do I disagree with it being? Do I disagree with the idea that it is nonsensical and stupid? No. Do I think it's excessive? Yes. I agree with you.
But merch.
Unfortunately, idols.
Does Idols circumference merch?
That's
Okay.
yeah. I want that money. I need these fucking losers to imagine a relationship with her. Therefore, she can't be married, Isaiah. Give me your money.
That's not very nice. I don't like the way you said
Give
that.
me your money.
But if you put a picture of 5 girls,
But she's so hot, and but she's so adorable, and then it's like, haha, sucker. Like, it's not even. I'm not gonna pretend that companies ever give a shit about you. They don't. They want your money, and they'll do it however they have to. But like, look, man.
I like the way you're doing it.
But yeah, but also, I like the drawing. It's like so. Okay, yeah. Oh shit! I just found the new thing out. Okay, well I'll do that later. Second, so have you heard about HBO Max? It's one of the dozens of new streaming services that are becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Right. There's the fucking.
I think they talked about it on Red Letter Media when they're doing the Disney Plus.
They're on the fucking Nerd Crew, FXXXXX and all that shit. So HBO Max, this is a thing I find interesting. So in a deal with Crunchyroll, HBO Max is getting anime.
Oh no.
Which is like, so do you think is Crunchyroll gonna merge into Warner, or like I don't know what that means for the future of that company, but I really do wonder.
I think it's gonna be like if they try to make it more legitimized, people are gonna start paying for anime.
I don't know.
Like watching streaming services.
Yeah, I don't know, but I have the list of the titles. That they're gonna give it. They're gonna give it Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Re:Zero, the movie, I think. Hold on, let me see. No, it's the director's cut of the anime, which I did not know was a thing, but fucking whatever. Then there's Eizouken, the thing about the girls who are animating.
Director's cut is just like, oh, I think I like my anime, but I want a few changes.
More scenes of the cat boy. More scenes of the cat boy. They made me cut it because they're like, it's starting to get gay, and I was like, no. Now I can relive my artistic dream by making it super gay.
I have money. You can't say no.
I have money. You're not gonna stop me.
Okay, so Re:Zero.
Yeah. Re:Zero, fucking Full Metal Alchemist, Eizouken, which is about the girls who make the anime club that came out recently that people were really into for its animation. Rurouni Kenshin, which is like, really? That's an old one. You gonna go back there?
I'm not sure.
Bad Berserk.
Bad Berserk. Why have Rurouni Kenshin and Bad Berserk? Why not just
Bad Berserk?
You know what? It's on HBO.
Yeah, why have Rurouni Kenshin and Bad Berserk? Just pick good Berserk.
Well, if it's gonna be streamed, you know.
I guess maybe it's more.
You can't really have that one part.
Oh, the eclipse.
Remember when we were at Barnes and Noble and I was just like, no.
Oh yeah. No, wait. My favorite part of that was still our friend going like, "Show him the eclipse," and then you were like, "I've seen it," and he was like, "Oh no." he was upset with himself that you saw it already.
Why would I not be in? I guess he doesn't know.
Oh, the eclipse. He wouldn't know. He sees it once every 3 months. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be even less now that he has a kid. But anyway, Konosuba, both seasons. Bungo Stray Dogs, which I will say this, not just because it's on the topic, but because I'm serious. I've seen 3 episodes now, and it is just as stupid as I wanted it to be. So I will give you an update when I go in more.
Okay. What stops you from watching the whole thing?
All right. I was busy. I had to do school shit.
Okay.
So, Kotetsujo no Kanberi, which is that thing about, like, fucking zombie monsters or whatever, and steampunk. Kill la Kill, Shichigatsu wa Kimi no Uso, Boku dake ga inai machi, Kisniver, something that I've never seen before, that is called Schwarzmarken. That sounds like it's German. It sounds like it's about not, like, fucking machines and Nazis or something. Like girls and Panzer. Roka no Yusha, which I really enjoyed, so that's fun that they're throwing that in there. Also, God, the thing about the guy where I don't remember what the fuck it's called. Shimai Mao no Testament, I think. I'm seeing the picture of it. It's that thing where the
Is that the one from like the early 2000s?
Is it? I think it is. No, I think the anime is from like 2015. But like, It's the thing where the guy's sister is like a demon, and that's because she mind controlled his family or whatever, and then they like fuck, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I remember reading that manga for a while. It's weird. Then 91 Days, which I have not seen, but I've heard about. It's about the mafia and prohibition, so that sounds kind of cool. And something called Inspector. Don't know what that is. Must be relatively recent.
I'm pretty sure I heard of
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, HBO Max is getting all that. Oh, also Hunter x Hunter and Death Note, but that'll be like in a year. It's not gonna be like release. Weird, huh?
Okay. Well, I guess Crunchyroll has money to make partners.
Yeah, but like weird that of all the ones to partner with, they partner with HBO Max. Like, how much money does man, Warner must have fucking.
You think it'd be on like FX first?
Yeah, Warner's. I don't know, but
No.
like Warner's like flexing real hard if they're like give me that anime. I know these fucking nerds want. Like, damn.
Or maybe someone just wanted anime for themselves.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, everyone needs to see this.
Yeah, I don't know. So here's the thing that I just saw just now. Like fucking Kimetsu no Yaiba ended. I did not know that.
Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Yeah, that's Demon Slayer. It's that show. It's that show that got really popular recently.
Oh yeah. I saw it to like episode 4. Or I was reading the manga.
Yeah, I also
That's
stopped
like
like chapter
chapter
3 because it just became a fight thing, and I was like, I'm out. I was hoping it was gonna focus on his sister, and then it didn't. And it was like, oh, well, I'm out. But yeah. So yeah, Kimetsu no Yaiba just ended. The manga just ended. Wow. Wow.
Okay.
And he's gonna write a spin-off. That's it. No, he's not gonna write a spin-off. Someone else is writing a spin-off. Oh. Well, shit. That's crazy. Apparently, it reached its climax in the manga, so the guy's just ending it. Cool.
Alright.
It ended.
I guess he doesn't want to make it like
oh, please God, no.
a whole
Things
thing.
are always better when they just end.
Unlike Berserk.
Oh, Berserk.
It's still going.
I can divide my life by that boat, and I will never forget it. I know what my life was like pre-boat, and I'm still amazed at the world that we live in now in a post-boat world. We're living through a plague, Isaiah. This is what happens when Guts gets off the boat, and Casca gets his memories back. This is what happens.
Great.
We have super future technology like the PS5, but we also have a plague. I guess you take the good with the bad. And lastly, this is the sad thing that I want to talk about. Fred Willard passed away. Fred Willard passed away.
Fred Willard.
Yeah, he was in a bunch of those Christopher Guest movies that we watched. A Mighty Wind, For Your Consideration.
Oh,
Mascots.
yeah.
He's done a lot of stand-up. He's been on dozens of TV shows. Like, he was even on the Smothers Brothers, like, way back when. He was in the Dean Martin show. He was in Get Smart. He was in so many things, dude. And he's fucking amazing in everything he does. He has this really, like, comfortable, goofy guy persona that he plays.
Mm-hmm.
It is amazing. And, yeah. He passed away.
That sucks.
Right? Yeah. Recently, Jerry Stiller also passed away. Another older guy who was in a lot of stuff I liked. He's also Ben Stiller's dad, but yeah, it's wild. It's, I would say that at the very least, he died of natural causes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being one of the many people who had to suffer death at the hands of the coronavirus. So, yeah. He's an old dude, so it happens. It sucks I won't be able to see him in any more things, you know? He's a really funny guy.
Yep.
I feel like I talked about that joke that he did in our episode on A Mighty Wind about taking the picture. So, if I did, go back to that episode. But yeah, that's the sad thing that I was like, let's hold off on that one. Alright, man. No, don't want to sit down in the dumps all the time. It's time to get hype.
Get hype.
Get hype. Get hype. What are you hyping about? Tell me.
Low tier god.
What about LTG? What's going
He's
on?
still being LTG.
LTG remains LTG. But what about that time when he came back after he failed acting and he was a little more humble?
No, he went straight.
Is that stopped?
Yeah, he stopped.
That stopped? He's back?
He
back?
just
All right.
uploaded a new video
And what? What happened?
saying science to red flag a woman in 2020.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
You're still subscribed, right?
Fuck, I guess
Or
I have
no?
to go check
I'll
now.
just send
I
it.
have to... I haven't... You know what? You know how YouTube subscriptions are organized by the ones that you look at the most,
Oh, they are. Mine is just by
right?
date.
Yeah. Oh no, mine is like subscribe is in order by frequency. So like fucking like the essayists and shit I like to watch are like really up there. Like fucking Nightmare Expo and Nick Nocturne. But like, fuck, what? I can't begin.
So,
God, wow.
and but now he's getting away
Signs
with
to
it
red flag a woman
by
in
saying, "Oh,
2020.
don't take it too seriously," even though he sounds super
This is a
serious.
joke. It's this one of those things where like the Nazis go like, I'm just telling a joke, bro.
Yeah, or the neo-Nazis.
No,
Yeah.
I said it as a joke. Yeah, those fucking neo Nazis that are always like fucking Jews, right? And people are like, whoa, and he's like, it's a joke. I'm saying it ironically. And it's like, are you? Are you really?
So yeah, in the video,
Oh no. Signs to red flag a woman in 2020. Oh god, it's 20
Yeah.
minutes long? What? It's like 18 minutes long. That's so much longer than I expected it to
well,
be.
the first like 5 minutes are just like, no, I'm not gonna make a 50K special video. I'm wait till I get 100K. But anyways,
What a hero. What a hero.
it goes like, does she have like a OnlyFans account? Ignore her. Does she? Does she basically have a Instagram with more than specifically 200K followers? Ignore her.
That's a woman that's not worth your time.
Yeah.
That's a woman that's not worth your time. All right. Wow. I can understand not aggrandizing women as more than human because, you know, we're people, right?
Mhm.
So it is weird to be like, "Oh, you have an Amazon wish list? Oh, I'm going to buy you a PS4." Like that's fucking weird, right? If you don't know them.
Mhm.
But at the same time, that also doesn't mean disregard them as a human being.
I know.
That's wild. That's a wild assertion to make.
He seems so like salty the whole time.
I was very upset with the idea.
Like, did he like somebody that had 200K followers?
I
Just
was
like,
gonna
no,
say,
never
do you
again.
think that he was going out with a girl and then he found out she had an OnlyFans and was upset at other people seeing his girlfriend naked?
That's probably it.
That's that, because that sounds like a real thing. Oh, dude, I have some really tasty OC that a friend of mine sent me. So he was made to join. Somebody made him join a Facebook group, right? Like a chat, a messenger.
Mhm.
And my friend, my buddy, like posts this stupid meme picture of like my waifu and seasonal waifus, and he goes like, "Hey, I haven't seen a seasonal waifu and/or husbando thread, so like here, let's start one." And a guy posts a picture of Zoro, and my buddy goes like, "So is that your husbando or something?" And the guy was like, "What? Nah, chill, brah. Come on, I just like that fight. Pause." And my friend's like, "It's cool. It doesn't make you gay because he's not a real guy. You're not like sucking his dick or something." Here, look, I'll do mine. And then he does it, and the guy was like, "Nah, brah, chill, mad funny." And then he left the group, and I was like, "Is he so upset about being tangentially connected to something that could be gay?" He's like, "I have to leave.
I guess so.
I have to leave." That's wild.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah. I'm not here for this.
The hardest out.
I'm not outside for this. And then just leaves the group entirely. Yeah,
But yeah,
that's great.
LGG is.
Well-
I guess he just says he's joking now. I'm gonna see the rest of his videos.
Yeah, the ironic backtrack of like, no, it's
He's-
satire. You just don't understand satire.
He's like addressing the internet. FGC ? Question mark.
Question mark.
Mhm.
Yeah. Serious talk. I was like scrolling through the comments to see, and some guys are like, "Yo, it's the women and beta simps that don't like this video." And I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. And then another one's like, "Yo, why so many ads? You broke?" And LTG responded with, "Damn near homeless." So, all right. Here's the thing. Here's an idea. Maybe he did this on purpose, knowing that this would strike up interest in him to get people to watch the video for the money.
Cause he needs money.
Huh? You never seen people who post like drama content just for the views?
So now he's just chilling.
Maybe my man needs money. Maybe he's not gonna get on those online tournaments. So
He's not gonna win though.
he's not. Yeah. So
Uh,
it's not going nowhere. Or maybe he finally got red pilled by by all those fucking alt-right weirdos. He does say cuck a lot.
red pilled.
Oh, that's what they like to call it when you become one of them. Do you know the Matrix? The red pill,
Yeah,
blue
take
pill
the blue
thing?
pill, the red
Right.
pill.
Okay, so the red pill is like, oh, you learn the truth, and the truth is women are here to destroy your life and whatever the fuck, like all that kind of shit. Where it's like, if you're less than 5'8", you'll never have sex with a real woman, like shit like that. They call that being red pilled.
Isn't that the same thing as like the Chad page?
It's
How,
kind
like,
of
people
that.
actually
Yeah.
think that way.
It is kind of that. It is similar. And then the black pill is like the next level of that. It's a whole thing, man. Like, I can't accurately explain it.
Is
'cause
that
I
Alex
haven't
Jones?
No, it's more like, God, what's the name of that guy? Gavin McGinnis, the guy who like led the Proud Boys and was like, we don't masturbate because that's part of why we're like contain our virility or some shit. It's like that kind of crazy shit.
Okay.
Like, yeah. There's a version of that that's like obsessed with African culture that are like the fucking hoteps, right? But some people are calling them the Ankh, right? And there's that guy, Dr. Umar Johnson, who's like the black version of that, and he's fucking, dude, he's nuts. Like there's a clip of him, fucking on the, God, what was it? Was it the Breakfast Club? I think it was the Breakfast Club with 105.1, the radio station, the hip hop radio station, where he says some shit like they had to free Meek to kill something, and it was like a conspiracy theory about how Meek Mill went to jail just to distract people from the real darkness, the government plot to kill something. I don't know. This is some fucking crazy shit.
So Alex Jones.
It's the same kind of conspiracy theory shit
I was
as
right,
Alex
okay.
Jones, but like with this weird thing about like race as part of it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh man. So like, yeah, there's like maybe LTG either took the red pill or he needs money. These are the two possibilities, I believe.
I mean, it's a combination of both.
Or maybe it's a combination of both. Maybe it's a little column A, little column B. Maybe LTG got with the girl, found out she had an OnlyFans, and therefore has taken the red pill to make himself feel comfortable with his masculinity. Or maybe that did happen, but now he needs money, so he's gonna talk about it out loud. Oh man.
I don't know why it's a trend to like shame people that have like OnlyFans now. It's really weird.
I don't know. People are weird about female sexuality, you know? Like, I don't know, it's weird. People are weird about gay stuff and female sexuality. Like a woman is happy being considered sexy, and guys are like, you're a whore. And then like two guys kiss and the movie is rated R, when that's the only thing that happened. But you can see tits in a T-rated movie. So it's weird. I don't know. It's weird. It's like America's really weird when it comes to sexuality in like a lot of different ways. Like lots of people are super uncomfortable about the idea of women masturbating. So like that's a whole thing. But like porns is a different thing. I don't know. It's weird. People are really fucking weird about it. Like that kind of like misogynist thing of like, oh yeah, guys are supposed to fuck, but women are supposed to only have one man or whatever. I remember hearing this from somebody once trying to explain the mentality, that it was apparently like, if you have a key that opens a lot of locks, that's a good key, right?
Oh yeah, I heard
But
that.
if you have a lock that opens to any key, that's a shitty lock. And it's like, that's weird that you think of a woman as having to protect herself from the world in a way that is purely predicated to her sexuality. Like, that's fucking weird. That's a really weird, like, 1930s way to think of the world. So yeah, I don't know. Like, in this case, it's a woman making her sexuality a way to make money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's kind of the point. Is you're like, people want to see me naked for money, and they're willing to pay for it. So I'll take the money, so I'll just do it anyway.
Yeah, that's mostly what
Right?
I think.
So like,
or
I
some
get
people
it.
just like
I
doing
get
it.
it.
I don't know.
Some people really enjoy it, yeah, and some people are, they're into like the voyeurism part of it. I don't know. It's it's a thing. I'm I'm not really for or against it. The part of me that feels awkward is about the commodification of it. But I guess if the person who's doing it is comfortable with it, then it's not that big of a deal. But I'm always afraid of the day when we become literal dollar values because capitalism has consumed us.
What? Is that some black pill shit?
No, it's the communist version of the black pill. Where it's like late stage capitalism has made you a slave for money. You have a dollar sign. You have a dollar value attributed to you because all you are worth is what you are worth to the system. Like that kind of shit. That does scare me because you see examples of it when you think of like idol culture as like you're not a person, you're an idea. Get me money. So but yeah. So I don't know. That's a whole different thing. I don't give a shit whether or not a woman enjoys her sexuality, but I feel that like a lot of people with antiquated morals do. So that's probably what part of it is. I wouldn't be surprised if LGG took the red pill, considering how often he says "cuck."
Yeah,
that's a thing those guys love to say because they're like, "You are a loser for having lost your woman to another man," which is a weird insult when you think about what it means. It's like your wife cheated on you, you fucking loser. It's like, what? So you're just gonna kick the guy while he's on the ground repeatedly?
That's America's culture. Yeah,
hell yeah.
It's so
God
weird.
bless the United States of America. Yeah. This is I'm amazed that this is the video. Yeah, this is down there. Like this is right next to my subscription for fucking Cinemassacre, because I can't remember the last time I watched an AVGN video. But yeah, I'm still subscribed. Holy shit, that's crazy. Signs the red flag woman in 2020. She got an OnlyFans. Something wrong with you, bruh. Alright, LTG. Sure, dude. Whatever. I just hope people don't freak the fuck out. It's gonna be wild.
But it's LTG, so no one really takes them seriously.
Whew. Wow.
Except for the people that take him seriously.
I guess that's true. When was the last time someone took him seriously? When was the last time people, like the greater FGC, took him seriously? That TV show, right? Is it just the TV show? When he went
on the TV show. Yeah, and I guess when he also made the trans phobic thing.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I think like that's the last time anybody took him seriously.
Yeah.
Oh man, I really do love reading some of these comments though. Well, there's one that's like, I just went from simp to alpha watching this video. This is good.
Not even beta, just simp to alpha.
Nah, simp to alpha.
Because
the other
simp,
logical extreme.
Beta, and then alpha.
New male and alpha. Oh man, LTG is the new red pill channel. Oh shit, other people are saying it too. Oh no. Oh man, dude, you were dropped some truth bombs. That's good. I always love fucking seeing these people. They're always so fucking nuts. Oh, this guy is viewing it tragically. This dude's sad and he's just complaining because he's lonely. And then I just remember that time that he had to turn off the camera when he was yelling at his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And everyone was very worried he was gonna hit her. And it's like, maybe that's the. Maybe that's a step before you get to the red pill. You're like, why don't women like me? Maybe because they No, I never heard it. You can't prove I did. It's like, I guess not. Oh, that's crazy. That is crazy. Oof. Shit, that's crazy.
I know, it's a lot to think about.
Yeah, it's a lot to, like, process. Ooh.
Like, I just casually saw it. I'm like, oh, LGG, wait, what? And then I looked at it.
Wait a second. Hold on. Yeah. And you're like, hold on.
So you have to edit those videos to have those things in it.
Yeah.
Just to make your point. Okay.
Just to make this point.
But then he says, oh, and just don't take me seriously.
But then he backtracks it, exactly. But that's the thing, though. Like, it's a move that a lot of those alt-right guys like to do, is they'll say horribly racist, weird shit, and then go, that's not what I said. Or, you don't understand. I was saying it satirically, or shit like that. Because it's easy to say the N-word satirically, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. Fuck. Wow, my hype thing is nothing like that. There's a lot to
Oh, wait,
discuss in that one
I
video.
had one more.
Oh, what else you got? That was good. That was really good. Fuck, now I gotta watch that.
I almost forgot it. Oh, what the fuck?
You don't even remember.
I remember it was another. Uh, okay, maybe I'll remember it later. I don't remember.
Okay. Mine is a manga. What the fucking do? It's not shocking anybody, I think.
Mm-mm.
It's a manga. I also want to mention the anime came out and it recently finished. So maybe we could take a look at that at some point.
Okay.
But I want to talk about the manga primarily. It's Mairi Maishita Iruma-kun. I don't remember if you read it or not because Steve and I have talked about it. So is Carl. Steve is a friend of ours. Carl is in fact the same person who was a guest on our show 3 times. So yeah, Mairi Maishita Iruma-kun is a fun idea. So there's this kid, right?
Okay.
His life is terrible.
Okay.
His parents are very lackadaisical. That's the thing. Is that they're very like chill. They just kind of let shit happen, which has caused a lot of terrible events in this child's life. He started walking, like he took 2 steps, and then they were like, "All right, guess he could take care of himself. Bye," and then just bounced. And yeah, so eventually his parents rack up a bunch of debt because of the ridiculous shit that they do, and they sold him to a demon.
Casually, of course.
Very casually. They're like he ends up at the demon's house and the demon's like, "Hey, how's it going? Your parents sold me to you." Like, what? It's like, you know how like people summon demons sometimes? They summoned me and they were like, "Hey, what can we give you for all this shit?" And he was like, "Your son." And they're like, "Cool." And that was it.
I hate my parents.
Exactly. Well, not even cuz he's such a nice kid. He's like, I just want to go home." Like he's not even upset about it. He's just like, "I want to go home." But anyway, the demon goes like, "Okay, so here's the thing. Do you want to be my grandson?" And he goes, "What?" He was like, I so desperately want a family, and I've never had the time to have a family. And I thought now was an opportunity for me to raise you as my grandson." And he goes like, I mean, I don't know. Please, I'm so lonely." And he goes like, "Oh, okay." Because the kid's sweet. He's the sweetest kid in the world. That's part of why he's not even really fucking all that mad at his parents. And yeah, so the old demon guy basically says, "Okay, please," and the kid folds. The kid folds like a house of cards. And so yeah, so he ends up the demon guy's grandson, and then he goes, "All right, so you're human, and that's not great because lots of demons don't even think humans really exist. Actually, only high-ranking demons know humans exist, and then we do contracts with them. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you this ring. I'm gonna put some of my demon magic in it. And you're gonna go to school." And he's like, "What? You're going to school?" And the demon guy is like a high-ranking official in like the demon world, so he's rich, and he's giving the kid all tons of food and money. He's just like showering him with the affection that his parents didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to demon school, and it's about him going to demon school. It starts to develop more of a narrative thread as he decides the kind of person he wants to be, you know?
Mm-hmm. Like coming of age.
Because the thing about, yeah, exactly, it's kind of a coming of age story. And it's really interesting. I really like the kid, which is part of why I've been able to get into it. You know me, I'm a lot more invested in characters than narrative, right? So I love him a lot, and that's why I'm super happy to follow his whole little story. The first day he gets into a fight with the kid because the other guy is like he's like the valedictorian, right? And his grandpa is the principal of the school, so he's just like, "Fuck that valedictorian kid. My grandson's gonna do a speech. Do it!" And he's like, "Oh God, oh no." And the valedictorian starts a fight with him, and after he loses the fight, he goes like, "We're best pals now. I'm going. You're impressive. You're awesome. You're cool, and I want to follow you for forever." And he's like, "Okay." And yeah, it's basically just him going to demon school, hanging out with everybody. Now that he's developed like a desire, like a particular want, right? Like he has his own drive as a person, because he has a whole thing with like the student council president, where the student council president tells him that like, "What do you want?" And he goes, "I just want to hang out with my friends." She goes like, "Don't give me empty bullshit. What is your passion?" And he was like, "Look, here's the thing. Demons exist solely off of desire. It is our drive, our desire that keeps us alive and keeps us chasing after the next thing. Once you know what yours is, go after it." And he's finally found it, and it's like it's getting to some pretty intense shit. And yeah, he's just going to school, and he's like, now that he has that drive, it's like actually seems to be going somewhere. But it's interesting. It's really interesting. I like him. It's a lot of him hanging out with his fucking dickhead friends and just having a good old time. He's in the class of the weird kids.
Okay.
So he makes friends
The
with the
weird
weird
teen
kids. And right now yeah. So there's like it's just a bunch of fucking weird kids is the thing, really. That like one kid is like, oh, I want to be the demon lord, so he's like a weird asshole and super aggressive. And this other kid is like his family is like a family of rogues. They like all steal things. They have certain demons have special abilities. His special ability is he can make his fingers extend like snakes to steal shit. Like it's all related to theft. Yeah. So the most recent part of the manga has hit this point where they have unlocked a super secret classroom that used to belong to the Demon King. It's like a whole thing that you get into when you read it. But the school officials are like, you have to prove that you deserve this classroom. Like, you already got it, but you have to prove you deserve to keep it. So the school has a ranking system. And it's like, everybody has to get to rank 4 before this second semester is over. And they're like, okay, fine. So they're in they're doing these big tests to get their ranks going higher and higher. And that's that's where it's at right now. And like all the kids in the weirdo class have gotten like specific tutors to help them with their to help them get the most out of their unique abilities. It's like one of them can talk to animals and like that, so he gets trained by a guy who is a beast summoner, and another one like the kid who steals shit is sent to a sort of bar place to like get to know how demons communicate, because everything that they do is surrounded through like double speak, where it's like, oh, I said something but I'm hiding my intent, and all this other kind of shit. And it's really cool. It's a really cool thing, and I kind of want to check out the show to see where the show goes. So yeah, I think actually I'm not sure if the show's over yet. I know no, it did. It ended last month. So like it's 23 episodes, and yeah, it's really cool, and I kind of want to check out the show. But I've been super into the manga for a while now, and I'm just like way more into it now that it's hitting this like, hell yeah, this is what I'm about. I know what I want, and I know what I'm chasing, and it's cool.
What's it called again?
Mairimashita Iruma-kun, which is sort of like being enrolled, sort of. I've enrolled Iruma.
I always feel like they take
also fun joke.
fart joke. Oh.
No, I said here's a fun joke. His name, Iruma, is very close to the word for like ningen. It's like one character off. So it's like his name is almost person. His name is almost literally human.
Oh, like.
Or like humanity.
No, I mean, what's the anime called?
In kanji. Yeah.
Like,
it's like
The
one.
one we did. With all the animals and the one two humans.
Oh, Murenase Shitongakuen,
Yeah.
where all their names are animals. Yeah. Kind of like that.
And it told me just like human.
Yeah, he told me. Yeah, I like that. His name is almost. It's just one symbol off from writing basically humanity, and it's like I'm so not human, you guys.
Is it gonna be? Well, it's more like an action thing, I guess.
It isn't really. There are like action bits, like when this amusement park where they're at gets attacked by monsters.
Oh, is
But
it more like
really, it just
see how like the demon society works?
Yeah, I would say it's more like that, and it's more about like him making friends with the kids in his class. Really, like there's a lot of parts that are just them going out to do a thing, and like one of the chapters is like, so like he's not a demon, right? So he can't do magic.
Mm-hmm.
So like his pseudo grandpa like gave him a ring that stores magic in it, and then like he'll like use it, and it switches to different degrees to use different amounts of magic. So you have to learn. There's a chapter where he's learning how to do that. He's like, okay, at this level it does this, at this level it does this, at this level it does this. So there's a class where they're like summoning things, and it's like, oh, summon your familiar. So everybody has their own familiar, and like his friend Alice, or Asmodeus is his last name, but his name is like Alice. Asmodeus like summons like a fucking snake with like wings, and Sapnok summons a kelpie, which is this like Irish folk demon that like is a horse with a bunch of legs that swims. And he goes like, all right, my turn. And then he goes to do the summoning thing. But because he's human, when humans do it, they summon demons, right? Because that's how humans and demons make contracts. You summon them. So what ends up happening is he summons his teacher. So his teacher's like halfway through a hole and halfway on the other side of the room. And he's like, you better fucking get me out of here. He's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. It's like, no, seriously, I swear to fucking God, you kid, I'm gonna kick your ass. And then they push him through the other hole instead of like pushing him out. So he ends up coming out, but then he comes out as this little bird thing. And it's like, so I guess you're my familiar now. It's like, fucking hate you, you little bastard. I swear to God. And it like smacks him, but the way the summoning ritual works is if the summoned creature hits the person who summoned them, they get shocked. It's like he smacks him and then he gets tasered and like falls to the ground. So yeah, it's like a lot of jokes. It's a lot of jokes and a lot of gags. There are, like I said, there's bits where it's like about them developing their skills and their techniques. It kind of reminds me of Boku no Hero Academia, but whereas Boku no Hero Academia is like centered around the premise of like we're studying to be heroes, there's like a different kind of feel, right? Where there is an emphasis on like adventure and action.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't really have that. It's more about them like chasing their dreams, if I could put it in that way.
Okay, so more slice of life, less.
Yeah, it has a lot more of that.
Fight.
Right now, it's only starting to get like every once in a while you'll get a thing of like, oh shit, look, something bad happened to the school. We gotta do something about it. But that's it. It's really not mostly about that.
So it is more like wow, I still can't say that name. The animal school.
Yeah, it's more like Murena Seshiton Gakuen. Yeah, I would say it's more like that.
But more.
But the people have the character the power development shit that happens in Boku no Hero Academia, because it'll be like, oh, I have a thing that lets me steal from people, but I'm not fucking good at it. And then Iruma goes like, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna distract him so that way you can steal, because we have shit we need to do. Let's go. So yeah, it has that kind of like thing from Boku no Hero Academia and JoJo, where it's like your powers are this thing, you have to figure out how to get the most out of it. But it's mostly about them just hanging out in school, and then that power development is part of them being in school. There's a lot of chapters that are just them hanging out, not really fucking doing anything.
Alright.
So yeah, I'm really into it, and I really dig it. And I feel like since the anime ended, maybe we could do that at some point.
If we remember.
It's longer than most, because I'll totally remember that show. I just have to, think about that before I get sucked into Bungo Stray Dogs. My semester of school is almost over, so I'm just going to be working, so I might have more time to just watch Bungo Stray Dogs.
And,
oh, man. Do you remember the thing you wanted to talk about?
I think it was, like, a lot of other stuff that I saw, like the John Chan thing that she said, but...
Oh, right! I talked to you about that,
yeah.
like, on our own, right? Like, I remember telling you guys
horrible.
about Kid Nation.
I really want to see that interview.
Right.
Well, no, the interview. I don't want to see
the actual show? Where they talk to the kids?
I don't want to see kids so hurt. Literally.
It's wild, man. It gets so close to Lord of the Flies. It's crazy. Especially when the oldest kid is like, I'm not going to listen to you, 8-year-old. Get the fuck out my face. And you're like, I mean, yeah, what are you going to do about it, 8-year-old? He's 15. He's like twice your size.
The only smart kid was like, yeah, I want to go home. Thanks.
Yeah, there's that one kid who just gave up and was like, I can see how this is just going to get worse.
And then he had the gall to say, are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Yeah, man. Crazy time for a crazy show. That's why I remember I thought I imagined that show for a while, and then I looked it up and I was like, no, it was real, because I couldn't remember the name. I was like, it was just kids setting up a city. What the fuck was it? And then when I found it, it was like, yeah, this super existed, and I feel like nobody else remembered it. So when I saw the JonTron video, I was like, oh fuck, someone else remembers that TV show. Oh wow, cool. Now a lot of people are gonna know about it.
And also, the kid leaders didn't do anything.
How can they? They're children.
They just basically followed the instructions, like, yeah, red, blue, green team. That
yeah,
makes sense.
like how were the kids gonna? They're children, man. They're not.
And then right away they went like blue team best.
It's the thing I feel like I've talked about before, where I'm like, kids are people, but because kids have yet to develop the kind of morals that you develop over time, kids are more raw. Kids are more likely to do some wild shit, like weird tribalist shit, because they haven't learned not to yet. They're still kids. Do you remember the TV show or toilets decision?
Yeah.
Do you want the TV or do you want
Oh
toilets?
my god. They really thought about
Like, what is there to think about? You don't have electricity.
kids,
What is
so-
there to think about? You don't have electricity. But they're like 9, so like I get it.
The argument they made was, but it can be boring.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, that's its own thing. Ugh.
But it was something along the lines of like,
All right.
yeah, something I just
All right.
watched.
Well,
but I can't remember exactly.
If you remember, we'll just talk about it next time. You can never not be hype about a thing, but not everything is
Yeah.
news when it's like 7 years old.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I guess that's it for
All
this
right.
episode
I
of
guess
Manga
that's it.
Palette. And yeah, you did,
Oh, I said it
but that's
first.
okay. We've changed the rhythm sometimes. Sometimes you're the first one who says hello. It's it's all good. So, yeah, that's it for Manga Palette. If you're still here, you guys get it. Yeah, you guys get it. Bye.
Yeah, you guys got it.